Ooh, daddy. There ain't nothing like a little bit of Rocket Exxon to get the day started now.
What you gonna do, brother, when Haulamania runs wild on you?
Hello, I'm Sonny Landon.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Uncle Bill, and as you can see, I am by myself right now, and Garrett from Born to Be Rad will be with us shortly. He's experiencing some technical difficulties, and if you're all here, then you're all here for the greatest event in the history of live stream, which is Haulamania, brother. It's running wild. The kids are taking their vitamins and buying their Blu-rays and going to boutique Blu-ray shops. Everybody's getting ready for Haulamania. And I've got a stack of shit over here that I should not have. I should not have this much stuff. And I think that, like, my co-host has got even more shit than I do. So this could go on for who knows how long. But we're going to talk about all the stuff that we bought in the last little while very shortly. But in the meantime, I wanted to talk about something that just came up. This just hit the presses. And that is the stuff about Netflix doing the next Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. And I'm curious what everybody's opinion is on this, because, I mean, I'm confused. It could be great. It could be horrible. Netflix and their track record on this kind of thing is sketchy at best, but to take over the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise and do the next movie in that series, like, I'm really curious about what they're going to do with it. So I'm curious what everybody thinks on here. Yes, indeed. Son of a bitch. Okay, so If Amazon Studios can put out good movies, I'm hoping Netflix can with this one. Yeah, I hope so. They say it's going to be a direct sequel, but like a direct sequel to the first film. Because how many times are they going to pull that shit? They just bought. They just bought the movie that was made, correct? They aren't filming their own. As far as I know, yeah, they've got like access to the next movie. Like they bought the rights to the next movie. So, yeah. Geek Room Live says TCM and Suspiria are tied for my favorite movies, but TCM needs to die. It does. I agree. Like there's a couple franchises out there that need to die. I mean, they're doing pretty well with Halloween, but Texas Chainsaw is just one of those ones, man, where they've tried so many reboots of that franchise and they've all been just fucking bad. Like in one way or another, just horrible. Whereas like I thought the Halloween 2018 movie was actually pretty good. So that's a pretty good reboot, but like you can't just keep fucking up these Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies and expecting like 2 years down the road everybody to forget. It kind of reminds me of Saw. Like, okay, so they did 14 Saw movies, and then the last 8 of them sucked, and so they rebooted it once, and nobody liked that, and so now they tried the Spiral, and nobody really liked that. So I don't know. It's just a lot of this stuff is. It's hard to take for somebody that's been doing this for a long time, been watching these movies for a long time. Some of these franchises run their course, but they don't die anymore. Like they do not die. They just keep going on an endless stream. Literally, an endless stream. Netflix or Amazon or one of those things. But that was the big news that was coming out here recently. But the other big news, and I don't know if you guys remember this, but a long time back, yeah, I don't want to even get into Andrew Benarski and his horseshit. A long time back, there was a couple of releases of some Tim Ritter movies, and a lot of people really liked these movies. And I kind of liked Killing Spree, and I kind of liked Video Violence, but the Blu-rays of both those are getting ready to come out. And I don't know for certain, but somebody had said that it might be Vinegar Syndrome that are releasing those. The question is, if for those of you who've seen those movies, Killing Spree and Video Violence, are they going to benefit from being on Blu-ray? Because they're basically shot on video. I mean, I don't know if you're going to upgrade that. I've got the DVDs of them. So, Crater says, if you think about it, Texas Chainsaw has a very simple layout. It's really hard to fuck up, but somehow they managed to do it. Yes, they do. Like, they, in my opinion, really fucked up the Friday the 13th remake. And that's as simple as it gets. But they consistently fuck up the Texas Chainsaw series. So, yeah. So this one was supposed to go to theaters. I don't think anything going to theaters anymore is probably a good idea. But the fact they had to replace the director, and that's never a good sign either, by the way. That's never, ever a good sign when they replace a director like midway through something like that. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'll put it to you this way. As far as their track record, Netflix, I mean, and a lot of people are going to give me shit for this. I liked the Fear Street series. I liked the first 2 better than I did the last one, but I thought it was a decent series. And a lot of people, shit on that one, but that, I'm pretty sure, was like original content that they made, and I really enjoyed that. But at the same token, they have made some real shit fest. Oh, man. Check this out, everybody. It's the voice of Vince McMahon. I can't do that voice. I wish I could. Welcome to Haulamania. And we will be getting to Haulamania in the very near future. Greg says there hasn't been a good Texas Chainsaw since part 2. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Leatherface was a good try. I like Jeff Burr. We've talked to Jeff Burr. I think we had dinner with Jeff Burr. And he's like notorious for sequels. Like he made like Pumpkinhead 2 and Leatherface, and he takes a lot of these sequels and kind of does some good stuff with them, but they're just kind of So I kind of agree with that. There probably hasn't been like a really great one since then. Is Video Violence worth buying the new release if you haven't seen it? Well, to answer that question, let me ask you a question. Like, do you like low budget shot on video stuff kind of similar to like Street Trash? Maybe even like lower budget than Street Trash. Like Dead Next Door kind of stuff. If you like that, then yes. If not, probably not. Folly says he forgot about Fear Street. He liked those for sure. Yeah, I mean, I was amazed at the amount of gore and everything that they were able to put into those, and just how the storyline kind of was through the whole thing and done really well, and the acting was really done well. I won't say that it had like the most original story or anything like that, but it was executed well. And especially the first two, like the 94 was it, and the 78 one, like those were they did a lot with those that they had no right to even be doing. Yeah, so J.R. Bookwalter and Dead Next Door is a whole other conversation for another day. Is there a Blu-ray of the Dead Next Door? I honestly don't know. I've got the freaking DVD. I gotta imagine there's got to be a Blu-ray of that. Here's a good question. Well, wait, that wasn't it. But that's a good question too. What do you think about this month's Vinegar Syndrome releases? I'm actually like really impressed more than I have been in the last 2 months because they have some decent stuff on there, and it's more like horror centered, like more around slashers, and like they got a weird kind of exploitation zombie thing going on, and then it's a couple of slashers, and just the kind of chaos that I like when Vinegar Syndrome does. And I've been disappointed in the last 2 months, man. Like I gotta say, like Annie M's fucking meat pies or whatever is not doing it for me, and neither is a lot of the other stuff that they put out in the last little while. But I'm gonna get all of these. I will say that. Yeah, man. Mike writes, Daphne. She used to be one of a buddy of mine's favorite wrestlers. We used to hang out all the time, and like he had like a huge crush on Daphne back in the day in WCW, and when she went to TNA for a while. And man, that's just a horrible story. I don't know how many people in here give a crap, or how many people like are into wrestling or anything like that. I'd say quite a few of y'all are, but she did an Instagram or a live stream video basically saying that, she was in really bad shape, and she had a gun, and like you could see the gun, and then she was like, later basically, and by the time anybody could get to her, she was already dead. And so it was a horrible story. I think Mick Foley had tried to call her, like a bunch of wrestlers had tried to call her when they heard about the stream. But she was awesome though. Back in the day, like there was nobody like her. She was like the Riot Girl kind of gimmick before that was even like a thing, and she would just. Some people said it was annoying. She would scream, like walk around the ring and scream the entire time, and just a really cool gimmick. And she didn't look like any of the other divas or whatever the hell they're calling them now. But yeah, Daphne. Yeah, low key, Daphne passed away today. And that was a horrible. But let's see what else we got here and try to brighten things up a bit. Jesus. I hear the lady from Escape from New York is going to play Sally on the next Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. The lady from Escape from New York. I wonder who that would be. Are you talking Adrienne Barbeau? Now, that would be awesome. But I'm doubting that's who you're talking about. Yeah, so it says this is a great selection compared to the last couple months. Talking about Vinegar Syndrome. I hope since we're getting closer to Halloween, we'll get better releases. Me too, because honestly, like, I was getting to the point with Severin and with Vinegar Syndrome where I was just like, I'm not even bothering getting on this shit anymore. But I do feel like they did redeem themselves with this last batch. I did not buy the Wicked and the Cruel and the friggin' box set or whatever that Severin put out, where it had like a severed head with it and a bunch of teeth and a bag of dice and a thing of Pampers or what. There's like 400 things in there that would cost you like $100 shipping. I didn't get that, but it sold out anyway, so I'm not going to be able to get it. They only made 500 of them. Here's the answer to the question somebody asked. Tempe Digital put out the blue for The Dead Next Door, so there you go. I don't know, like, if I would buy The Dead Next Door on Blu-ray. It's one of those movies where, I mean, if anybody has it, does it look any better on Blu-ray than it does? I just can't imagine it. Robert Long says, did you know Daphne Kid, she did a cameo on Santa Claus the movie 1985. Daphne Kid. Nope, different Daphne, I feel like, than what we were talking about earlier. Got to get the Severed Head edition from Severin Films. You really do. I mean, you got to get the one that's got the skull and crossbones and the dental floss and the car battery and, all that goes with it. Lady in White was released on Blu-ray. I definitely know that for a fact. And I think, maybe I'm crazy, I think it was Scream Factory that released it. What the fuck? Okay. Oh, yeah. Another thing that Vinegar Syndrome released. I don't know. I've never seen this. And I don't really know a whole lot about it. But a lot of people have been talking about it. Is the WNUF, the WNUF, like Halloween special. I have no idea. A lot of people said that they're really psyched that they're releasing that. That's on their website too. I've never seen it. I don't know if it's like a mockumentary or if it's actually from the 80s. It's supposed to be from around 87 or something like that. But yeah, that's another one that Vinegar Syndrome. So, yeah. Yeah. Greg Caldwell asked, where's the Kindred Blu-ray from Synapse? Where has it been for the last 10 years? I don't have any idea. But we will find out soon. Because we're going to get Don May on here and figure out what the fuck is going on. Aha. Business is about ready to pick up.
Welcome to Haulamania!
Brother, what you gonna
What
do?
is up, my man? Woo! What's up, dude? Sorry about that.
Same old. Oh, that's all right, man. I was in here like doing stand-up comedy bits. No.
All right, that's what I'd like to hear. How's everybody doing out there?
We were talking about Vinegar Syndrome and basically just like how they kind of redeemed themselves with this last batch, depending on how you look at it, versus the last couple of months that they have been putting stuff out.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they've got some decent stuff coming through. You seem pretty excited about it.
I was impressed more so than I was with like Annie M's meat pies or whatever the fuck they've been putting out like in the last little while. Because they had some slashers on there that I had never heard of, and they had some like obscure kind of zombie films too.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm just kind of looking in here. I see Ice Ice Buoy. How happy am I over the NECA Chucky update? Very happy because I've had it ordered for 2 years. So yes, very happy indeed.
We just
saw
talked
that
about
come
that.
through.
What was the update? I didn't know there was one.
Basically, they're saying that they apologize for it taking so long, but they're in the process of getting it ready to go. So it should be here soon, sooner than later, I think, at this point.
Oh, God, that's awesome, man. But it's not going to be awesome for you because you'll have like $800 come out of your account.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm not looking forward to be honest with you. It was like when I pre-ordered it, I had everything all set, but now, like 2 years later, it's like, yeah, I mean, it's there, but after a while, you don't really prep for it. You know what I mean?
True. This is a good question, man. I'm going to get to this one real quick before we start Haulamania, the inaugural Haulamania, where we have the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Is there a company that you trust over others for blind buys?
Yes, Kino Lorber is mine to go to. No questions asked. I feel like there's so much in there that I've gotten on a blind buy or just by like a recommendation from somebody that I had never seen, and I've found a lot of good titles there. Which could be another video for another time. Is basically talking some underrated Kino stuff to keep your eyes out for.
That's true. I love them. I love them because they're cheap more so than anything. I mean,
Yeah,
they have some great titles, and they're not like $28 like all the other companies seem to be right now.
yeah, that's another good thing too. Is that they are relatively more inexpensive, especially when they have their sales. Like you're buying stuff at like between $7 and $14 a piece. So I think I talked about this last time where basically I bought 12 movies, Blu-rays, on their last sale, which ended up costing me less than how much it would have cost me to buy those Halloween 4Ks. So you're looking at
Yeah.
five discs versus 12.
Yeah, man. Like that was absolutely ridiculous. But mine would be two probably: Synapse and Vinegar Syndrome. Like now, there's some of their stuff that even I won't touch it, but I have blind bought a ton of shit from them and been like pleasantly surprised with what they come out with, which is why I'm probably going to do that with all four of the ones that just recently came out too. So there you go.
Yeah, definitely. Let me see. What is Lepke saying over there? Something about Trick or Treat Studios. Child's Play Evil Doll with interchangeable hands. Which one is that? Is that the new Seed of Chucky one? Because I'm not getting it. Because it was basically NECA and Trick or Treat Studios both came out with a Tiffany and Chucky doll, and then Trick or Treat Studios did a Glenda. So they're doing like a more Seed of Chucky style, and then NECA's doing a Bride of Chucky style. So kind of was almost like a little bit of a bidding war at that point. Like, which one are people going to get? I have the Trick or Treat Studios Good Guy doll, and I love it, but NECA looks like it's going to blow those out of the water big time.
All right.
Unless you're talking about something different. I don't know.
But let's get to this, man, because this is going to take a day just to do this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for sure.
the purpose of this, for those of you who don't know, Haulamania, is all about like us wasting huge amounts of money buying physical media, and we're going to talk about the stuff that we bought and just kind of go from there. And I know we both got like a ton of different stuff. We'll talk about where we got it from, if there's sales and things like that, and just kind of go through all this stuff. I'm always like, I've never liked like haul videos where they're just like, oh, look at me and all this shit that I got. Like that just annoys me for some reason. But if it has a purpose, if you talk about the films and you can talk about like where you got them from and kind of like your experience, if you've seen them, if you haven't seen them, things like that, then it's a whole different thing, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I always liked haul videos because sometimes what it did for me was it saved me a lot of time to figure out if I want to buy something or not. Like sometimes if I trust the person's recommendation, I'll watch it and be like, all right, I'll give that a shot. Or If somebody says something's horrible, I'll be like, all right, I'll skip that one. Or maybe they're going to talk about something that I didn't even hear of, which I might be like, oh, you know what? I've never seen that. I might as well grab it. So that's why I think that they're important. I think because that's kind of how I started following people on YouTube, was I was collecting so much, and these people that were doing like haul videos and chatting about different movies, it helped me make decisions on what I wanted to purchase at the time. So, when we're doing where we're bringing two powers together here for Haulamania, it makes it a lot easier, because if he brings something up that I have, I'll just show it and we'll talk about it together rather than going through each individual one, because I'm sure there's some in here we probably both have gotten over the last month or so. So, and, having these little Haulamanias, it's like, maybe this bringing it together can stop the madness,
Yeah.
Everybody out there watching right now are little Haulamaniacs. So hopefully they enjoy this thing here.
When the mega powers explode, it's going to be.
So, all right. I don't know. You should probably start, because I'm about willing to bet that you have more than I do.
I'll just throw this up first, because this is the only Blu-ray or 4K I have here, which I did grab, and you guys can thank Wes for this, by the way. My damn light. Uh-oh.
I haven't. Look, I knew you were going to bring it out, so I didn't even take mine out of the friggin' thing. But I got it.
I haven't opened this thing yet, so this is still sealed, like this plastic. I haven't even looked into this yet. So I talked about this in my last video. If you guys go check out my channel, my last video, I talked about this. I say I'm not doing the vinyl thing anymore, but yet there's 2 videos where I'm showing you vinyls. I've been selling some of my Waxworks and Mondo vinyls just because I love them, and I was enjoying collecting them. But dude, like, a lot of them are all sealed. Like, I never listened to them, so I was like, you know what? I need to part ways with some of this stuff. And when they announced this Child's Play 2, I was like, yeah, I'm not doing it. And then Wes messaged me. He's like, dude, did you see it comes with like the report card prop or whatever? And I was like, son of a bitch.
See. That, to me, that killed me. That was the thing that got you. You were like, yeah, I got to.
That's what got me. That's what got me. Well, then what happened was, so then I was like, oh shit, man! Like, I have like the Child's Play Good Guy doll, like the ruler that goes with your Good Guy doll. So I was like, oh, I could have the report card too. And then when I went to Waxwork, it was sold out. So I was like, oh no. So then there was like another site that you could purchase it off of, which I went to, and they still had some left. So I was like, all right, do I get it? It's already sold out on Waxwork. This thing could be valuable. Let me grab it. So I grabbed it off that second site, and I may not hold on to this. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I haven't seen it. I might wait it out if all of a sudden this becomes very sought after. I don't know. Maybe I'll give someone a discount, keep the report card, and sell the rest. I don't know.
It was a weird one. It was a weird one for me too, because like you said, like, it came out. And, like, I didn't really know anything about it. And then it sold out within, like, what, an hour, 2 hours or something like that?
Yeah. So, I mean, I would say really, really quick. Like, as soon as he pretty much talked me into buying it, I went on the site and I was like, okay. And then when I saw it got sold out, then FOMO kicked in and I was like, oh, I got to find it. Come to find out it was on a second site. So I grabbed it on there too.
Yeah, man. Like,
but, as you can see, I love Child's Play too. So.
Yeah, and somebody says that they hope they do Child's Play 3, Phantasm Matt. I want to do this one, though, because this one was inspired by you. This one that I bought. Yeah, it was inspired by you, and you'll see what I mean here in a second. I'm liable to turn all kinds of shit over. I've got so much stuff stacked up here. So this is an eBay purchase. And I didn't have this. And I remembered it when you brought it up, and I was like, back then, I don't even think I was a big Wicker Man fan or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But now I'm much more so of one. So I went ahead and got this on eBay. And you can actually get these fairly cheap. Like, I mean, they're not like dirt cheap, but like I got, to give you an idea, I got, Lord, this. I was trying to get that, but I ain't going to be able to get it. I got this and the Repo Man one for like 30. It was like $35. So
nice.
Yeah.
All right, man. That's a good one. That's a good addition. I mean, talk about something unique. I mean, they haven't done anything like that before, except for what is it? Lord of Salem's wood box. I mean, that's it. That's all you got.
That's $300.
One of the two wood boxes you want.
I just thought it was a cool design, so I picked it up. For those of you who don't
Yeah,
know,
man,
go back and watch our Anchor Bay special.
Oh yeah, I
And
love that one.
somebody apparently already has because they said they've been going back and like looking at shit on eBay.
Is that why? Is that
Great.
why the prices keep going up? Because people are buying it. I'm like, I keep looking for stuff, and I was like, I don't know if I want
Well,
to spend
see,
that much.
I got that that night because I was like, I know what's going to happen. Like,
I know. Yep.
so yeah.
Oh yeah.
But Wicker Man is a movie that has grown on me over the years because when I watched it the first time, I was probably in my, I don't know, early 20s, something like that. It's just not a movie that you can really fully appreciate what's going on until you get a little bit older and there's like all kinds
Yeah.
of subtext to what's going on in that movie.
Oh no. Hold on 1 second. Oh
Yeah.
no. Let me. I'll.
Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Well,
What's going on? Okay, yeah, I was always a big Wicker Man fan, and that edition kind of really helped me love it because that was actually the first time I had ever seen it. I bought a friend of mine's father had that edition. I was like, "What is this?" And he's like, "Oh, Wicker Man, you never seen it before?" I was like, "It comes in that box." He's like, "Yeah." So I bought it, and then that's the first time I'd ever watched it. Wait, Greg Caldwell. What's funny is I do have Black Christmas, the Blu-ray version. For some reason, I don't think that came with cards because I looked at mine, which I bought brand new, and it was from like Canada, right? It was like I had a Blu-ray of it. I still do. And I looked inside and there was no cards in there. So it might have been a DVD only unless I bought it used and maybe they didn't put the card. I don't know. But I checked in there and there's no cards. So yeah, I still need the cards. You want me to just jump in? So
yeah.
I found this one at Walmart, actually. I thought I had it on DVD, so I was kind of actually going to pass on it because I don't remember it too much. And what you're going to find here is that I'm so backed up on all these haul videos and watching stuff. Like half of this stuff I haven't even opened yet. And some of this stuff I bought, and it's been a lot of blind buys. So you guys can help me out and be like, oh, you shouldn't have bought that. It's terrible. Or good buy. Check it out. Right. So this one I swore I had on DVD. I looked everywhere because I wasn't planning on getting it. Couldn't find it. Saw it at Walmart cheap, so I grabbed it. And Sundown, you know, I like the Vestron stuff. I think I'm missing like one, which again, it goes back to the whole thing where if I can't get it with a slip at this point, I'm not going to buy it because it just would look really random on the shelf without the slip on it. So I think the only one I may have missed is Gothic. I think it was. I think I missed that one. But yeah, if you guys tell me about this, I thought I had this for sure. I can remember what the cover looked like and stuff, but is this good? Because I don't remember anything about it.
I remember when it came out on DVD and Slippy I think he did the extra features for it. We had him on talking about it. I had never seen it at that point, but it's great. It's got Deborah Foreman in it. Bruce Campbell, fucking Wes over here saying it ain't great. I think it's great. Like it's a horror comedy.
He's in there.
He's in here fucking with us. If you're into horror comedies and things like that, then you'll like it. Don't worry about it. But as far as the best,
Oh, you know what? I think he just answered my question. That's why I don't think I could find it because I bet I have it on a multi-pack. So remember it came out like all these Bruce Campbell movies came out around the same time with like very similar covers. I think Anchor Bay did them. And like they all had a very similar artwork. And I think there was like, what is it? Man with something head, the brain or whatever. The
man with the
screaming brain.
Yes. Yeah.
Then there was like another one that he did. And then I thought Sundown, and they all had very similar artwork. So when I looked at my section with those in there and it wasn't there, I was like, I thought I had it. But you know what? I bet it's on one of those damn Walmart multi-packs that we went nuts for, and I must have got rid of the standalone edition, and that's why I couldn't find it. I swore I had it. So you might have just helped me on that one, but too late now, I guess. And so Sundown, I'll be sure to check it out. I keep hearing good things about it, so.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, I liked it. It's it's kind of like Waxwork. It's that kind of film, like horror comedy kind of thing. Those Vestron titles, oh man, I want to find those titles. And when I do, I haven't got the Wraith yet, and I haven't gotten sundown yet, but as soon as I find them, because they're like $7.50 or $9.99 or something
I think
like
this
that.
might have been like $9.99. I saw
Yeah.
Wraith at my Walmart too. So if you check, I don't know how far those are for you, but they were there at mine. Yeah, and mine doesn't carry much of anything.
I can never find that crap. I don't know why. All right, let's see what else we got though.
Your turn.
This is just what I've got like stacked up, so I'll just grab whatever's first. Michele Soavi, The Church. So, Dario Argento produced this, and I'm pretty sure Michele Soavi directed it. I have never seen this movie. If I have, I don't remember seeing it. I got this when Ronin Flicks had that sale where everything was like, I don't know, it's 15% off or 20%. It was something like that. But here's a weird thing about this. I've never seen one like this. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. You turn it around, it's got the poster like glued.
Wow, that's weird.
Glued to the back.
Wow, that's interesting, man. Huh?
Yeah, I'm not going to try to pull it off.
Wow,
it's there.
Now, who put that out? Was it Code Red or
no? This was Scorpion.
Scorpion, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
same old shit. Yeah, you know, I have that on DVD. I don't remember much about it, but I always thought or I heard that had that was like Demons 3 secretly or something. Is that true? Was it Demon? I feel like it was connected to some movies.
It was supposed to be connected to Demons, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, so that I do have the DVD that I haven't upgraded. To be honest, I don't really recall much about it.
Like I said,
so what do you guys think of The Church?
I'm not sure that I've ever seen that movie. I know that Michele Soavi did. He did De La Morte, didn't he? De La Morte, Cemetery Man.
I'm not sure if he did it or not. That's another good one though. I think we talked about that on our Anchor Bay as well. Yeah, they used to say it was Demons 3. Robert Long said. What's up, Brendan?
So apparently he did do it because Ken says it's so much better than Cemetery Man. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough.
Check then. I showed these in one of our videos, so I'll show them really quick again because I did get my Severin order in this month. So these are two that I got from the order, and if you guys check out our Severin show, I show these two titles. So yeah, neither of them have been opened yet. So Overboard and Evil Dead 5, aka Beyond Darkness. Wait a minute. Have you always had it?
No, I haven't always fucking had it. I had to fucking like buy it off eBay when all hell broke loose.
No,
like,
you got. Oh,
yeah,
you're collecting those things right now.
Listen, here's my goal, and I'm not shitting you. You gotta have an end goal, right? I'm gonna get all of these that have the alternate titles that are going to be out of print. Mm-hmm. So I've got.
I think it's good to do that. I think that's a great thing to do. It just sucks because you're just like, man, if I would have just pressed buy when I heard about these things, I wouldn't be have to do this right now. That's always my biggest regret, you know.
I never knew, honestly, that up until like the last month that they did that shit. Because, they were kind of on the down low with it. Like, they never really talked about it, of course, or showed anybody anything about it because it was clearly illegal to do. So they were just kind of like,
right.
Whatever. So I didn't know anything about it really until recently. And I didn't have a chance to get in on the older ones, which we'll get into a little bit later. But here are the ones that I know of, okay? And here are the ones that I'm going to try to get. You got Night Killer, which is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3.
Mm-hmm.
You got Jaws 5.
Mm-hmm.
You got Terminator 2, which is Shocking Dark.
Mm-hmm.
You got Evil Dead 5.
That's it, right? Or is there
Beyond Darkness? I think that's it. I think if you can get those, then you're good.
Lepke, thank you, man. This is a limited edition Lost Boys shirt from Studio House Prince. I think that's what they're called. Thanks, Cole.
I can't put his name up, but
so I mean, I think that would be great to have. I mean, trust me, that's something I definitely want. I've got just this one and the Jaws one. But I would definitely want to track those down. I have something in my cart right now. I just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. But yeah, man, I mean, that would be great. And doing like a nice, what is it? Slip stack. We could do I was telling Wes that we could do a slip stack where you just kind of make your own slips up and then make a little stack of like the ones that you really would like Fright Night 3 and all this other shit. You can just call it whatever.
Just do whatever with it. Yeah.
Like Dead Pit on the Road 2 could be just like Texas Chainsaw 7 or something.
I still like the idea too, just like the worst fucking movies ever. Have like a stack of those. Where
yeah, that's a good stack of shit. Yeah. Stack. All right. So, all right. More Severin. Deep Blood. So another shark movie, which is not as cool as Cruel Jaws, but Deep Blood. I did watch a little of this. Haven't finished it yet, but it's one of those standard, shark Jaws ripoff movies. Nothing stands out. It's not like you got a Hulk Hogan impersonator in it or anything like that. So it's just kind of, feels like I've seen it kind of thing. But I like shark movies, so I grabbed it.
I believe that was Joe D'Amato that did that one. It was also another Italian like ripoff.
Yeah, it really was.
It's kind of what he's known for.
I'm trying to think if there was anything of note on this that I remember because I didn't watch the whole thing here. Forget, but no, it's another one I grabbed from the Severin sale, really cheap.
All right, so has there ever been any of those like rip-off Jaws movies that have ever been worth a shit? I mean, Cruel Jaws is like a whole other
like in a
thing
in an amusing way. As far as in a serious way, I don't know, man. None that I can think of on the top of my head. I did a shark stack on my Instagram a couple months ago during Shark Week. Someone called me out to do it. So I grabbed all the movies. I had shark movies and did a shark stack. I don't even remember now what's in there, but there was a lot of crap. Like, I think I got the first, like, what was that that Sharknado? Like, I got the first one of those. And then after that, I was like, I'm done with this series. So, I had that. And I had like Shark Night, which went to I saw it in theaters. It actually sucked, but I found the Blu-ray, I think, at the Dollar Tree for $1. So I grabbed it one time. It wasn't that good. Trying to think like Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah.
Open Water was pretty good, I thought, but that was kind of its own thing back then, I guess. I wouldn't necessarily say it was a Jaws ripoff, but
what's the one with Blake Lively? Because
that was a good one. Yeah, that was oh shoot. I forget. People in here will know, but that's a good one. And there was one with Mandy Moore that was decent, where they're down in like a shark cage the whole time. I thought that was okay. I think it's relatively new. Into the Blue or something, I think it's called. No, The Shallows is the one with Blake Lively. Yeah.
So we got some recommendations here. Here we go. So Great White, aka Last Shark. Never seen it.
Never seen it.
Could be good. The Reef is a good shark movie, apparently. And The Shallows, a bunch of people are talking about that. They knew that was The Shallows, so that's good. I honestly think that there's maybe one or two. Like the vast majority of ones that I've seen, 47 Meters Down.
That's the one with that's the one with Mandy Moore. That's a pretty good one. Actually, you know what? Last Shark. I don't know if this is it, but my brother is really into like those generic shark movies, like Sand Shark and all this other stuff. There was a couple with like Brooke Hogan in it. She did a couple of those for a while.
Of course,
there was one. It might have been Last Shark. I don't remember, but he showed me one time this scene. Man, I hope somebody in here might know about it. And it was like so bad, but like I guess what happened was this guy tried to make a joke in the movie, but the joke that they were making was him imitating Cartman from South Park and like making a joke in the Cartman voice. Like you were supposed to know that like he was imitating Cartman. But the only reason I knew is because I watched South Park and I forget what it was, but he was like, "Shut up, you guys," and like did like the Cartman voice, and like that was supposed to be like the joke. But it was like one of those things where you're like, why would a movie make a joke pretending he's like a character of another. It was just super weird. Like it didn't make any sense at all. I remember we just kept rewinding it and watching over and over again. We're like, why would they ever like have the joke be like him impersonating Cartman from South Park? Like, and people are supposed to understand what he's talking about.
There's a lot
I don't know
of
if anybody knows what I'm talking about. Let me know. But if not, I can definitely find out the name of the movie. It's pretty
somebody
entertainingly bad.
knows. Somebody on here will
they
know.
do?
They will. I guarantee you.
Oh, they will. I wish my brother was in here. He'd know.
Geek Room says,
But,
I remember that. He says he remembers that it was a Sci-Fi Channel ripoff movie of some kind.
Yeah, I'll have to find out and post the clip on my Instagram or something like that because my brother definitely has it because he showed it to me a long time ago.
There was a great bit that a guy did a long time ago about like sci-fi movies where they just take like the name of the original film and they just make it super generic. So if it's like Jaws, the sci-fi version will be Finn or something like that.
Yeah.
If it's
Actually,
Terminator,
there is a movie called Finn, like a shark movie. Yeah.
If it's Terminator, it'll be like Alien Machine. Like they just take the generic, like whatever of everything. But anyway, so I brought it up. So here's this. This is
that is pretty badass, dude. I don't.
That is Shocking Dark. Terminator 2 from Severin. How the fuck that they got away with this, I will never understand. Look at that.
Yeah, like we said before, we don't think that they're ever going to do this again.
I don't. They have balls of solid like steel, man. Because I don't. That's just blatantly like Schwarzenegger, and then they put Terminator 2 on it. How the fuck did they not get sued by Cameron or somebody?
Hey, dude, thanks, man.
Uh-oh. So do I have to do
you know how to do it?
I think I know how to do it. Are you ready?
All right, Wes and Steve are joining us. I'm going bye-bye.
Oh, God. Get ready for it.
Give me 20, fucker! Give me! 20! Give me! $20! Give me $20 or I'm gonna shit!
There we go. We had to do it. But, like, I'm amazed that the packaging on this is as killer as it is. Claudio Fragasso did this, by the way. If you don't know who Claudio Fragasso is, first of all, fuck you. But second of all, he did, like, Troll 2 and some of the worst films that you will ever see. So I'm imagining that this is pretty bad.
I've never seen Shocking Dark.
We will find out how bad that is. Terminator 2, it's supposed to be a like combination of Terminator and Aliens, which is even worse. Like,
right?
Because James Cameron is definitely going to sue somebody.
Greg says Cameron's definitely assembling a team of lawyers that can't be bargained with or reasoned with.
No. Oh, man.
All right, the next one I got was one that I've been after for a while, and it was sold out. And it was one of those movies that when I saw it was released on Blu-ray, I said, I'll get it eventually. And all of a sudden it was just gone. So I don't know why this sold out so quick. But there was a guy on a Facebook group that needed to sell a lot of his collection off due to some financial issues. And I was looking through the stuff and he had it. So I messaged him and I got a good price on it. And that is Solar Babies.
Oh, my God.
Jason Patrick and Jamie Gertz. I do have this on DVD, but I think, again, is it great? No, it's not great. But I think the FOMO aspect of me missing out on it when it was released is why I was really chasing after it. So, so I ended up scoring Solar Babies from someone in a Facebook group that was selling his collection. So kind of happy to have that just because it's gone. You can't get it.
No, I haven't seen that movie in fucking years either. Like I remember,
it's just funny to me. Why would this be like sold out? Like, what about this? It's from Kino. It's not like it's Scorpion or anything. So it's just, to me, it's one of those things. I don't know why that came and went so fast because it seems like a lot of those Kino titles are pretty readily available. So I don't know if there's something they had to pull it or I don't know. Yeah,
Kino's not one of those companies that's like, oh, we only made like 2,000 of them or whatever. Like they don't do that. Like.
Right, and I'm sure Solar Babies wasn't a hot item where everybody just sold out,
Oh yeah, so here you go. Ken says, if you didn't know this, I didn't know this. The
I didn't
guy
know
who
either.
wrote the screenplay for the Wild Bunch.
I had no idea.
That's great. But yeah,
So
there's
yeah,
some movies like that from that time period that like I haven't seen. I'd love to see them. Is Jamie
yeah.
Gertz in
Jamie
that?
Gertz is in it. Yeah, that's how they met actually, and when she got signed on for Lost Boys, she actually, oh no, it was Jason Patrick signed for Lost Boys. He convinced Schumacher to bring Jamie Gertz, and Schumacher wanted a blonde for the role of Star, but Jason Patrick kind of talked him into bringing Jamie Gertz in from their time in this movie. So
Because Solar Babies brings everybody together.
that's it.
It's a
Hold up,
uniting movie. All right, so I got this next one because, wait, is it my turn? Yeah, it's my turn. Okay.
It's your turn, but definitely when you're done, I want to chat about what Robert Long just said on here.
Oh, okay.
I had no idea about that. He
So-
said that Solar Babies has Mad Max footage in it. Missing footage. I had no idea. I'll have to watch it.
Jesus.
Maybe that's why they pulled it.
That might be it.
That's
So
funny.
here's Dolly Dearest
Woo!
from Vinegar
Let's see it.
Syndrome.
Yeah.
And the reason I bought this was because this no shit. There were 3 of these left when I ordered this. So I got like one of the last 3 of these. So this is one of those ones though where I've seen this movie. Everybody should have seen this movie, I would imagine. But like I just always kept sleeping on it, like because it just seemed like it was always there. And then like Wes texted me and was like, "Dude, like these are gonna sell out," and they did, like, which I can't freaking believe. But Dolly Dearest is a great movie. It's not as good as Dolls. I think Dolls is a much better movie,
yeah.
but Dolly Dearest is right up there.
Yep. I mean, it's definitely good to have. You got the slip in there. So yeah, I have that too. So it's worth, it's definitely worth an upgrade. I felt like the DVD quality was kind of shit anyways. So, but keep your eye on that. So a lot of what I'm finding is a lot of DVDs are still staying valuable when like their Blu-rays go out of print. So, a part of me was thinking about trying to sell my Solar Babies DVD. I don't know what I can get for it, but the Dolls, which I don't even think I talked about in my Scream Factory video, is way out of print for Scream Factory. And
Yeah.
I have the Dolls DVD from MGM, and that thing's going for $40 on eBay, the DVD. So, I was thinking about trying to just dump that while I could, but who knows if it's gonna sell or not. But I saw a couple listings or sold items for like $40-50.
Yeah, man, I was amazed at Dolls, like how much it goes for, like Scream Factory's version of it. Jesus
Right.
Christ. It's like, that's
Yeah.
one of the more expensive ones that you can try to get.
For sure. And I think I forgot to talk about it on my video. Let's see, so-
I have
yeah,
no
I mean,
idea.
I think Dolly Dearest's design of her was pretty good, considering it kind of had like a little bit of Chucky, but / like demonic toys type vibe, I think, to it. But that's another one I always kind of like, demonic toys. All right, this. Oh, God.
I was just going to say, it's a little bit more lifelike than the rest of the Killer Doll ones. It almost looked like a little person.
Yeah.
Like, remember that time when those people adopted what they thought was a little girl and it turned out to be like a 40-year-old psychopath? That's kind of what that
Yeah.
doll looks like.
Yep.
Oh.
All right, so the next one is DVDs have value now. Yeah, I mean they're creeping up. DVD game isn't dead as we thought it is. But again, I think it's just finding the right buyers, and just like anything else, it's a niche. So I do have a couple things on eBay right now that I'm trying to get rid of, but nothing sold yet as far as DVDs. The Orphan. So this one, let me know what you guys think of this. I'm a big fan of this series. I kind of like things like mystery stories, like a Clue or anything like that. And growing up, I remember reading a book, 10 Little Indians by Agatha Christie. Was a book that we read in like 6th grade, and I always kind of fell in love with the story. I like that whodunit type things. And I do have the DVD, the Agatha Christie black and white DVD of 10 Little Indians, but they've also done a bunch of like movies that are based on that. I think it was called "And Then They Were None" or something. But they had a lot of movies based on that story. So I was on Tubi the other day and I threw this on, and come to find out, it does have a Kino release, and I grabbed it, and it was 10 Little Indians, but it's like a Western one. Like it takes place like I started watching it, and I was like, I fell asleep, but I was like, oh, I kind of like it. Like basically all these people are like invited to this little compound, and it's kind of just like it basically reminds me a lot of Clue. But I haven't even opened it to finish yet. I kind of just saw the beginning, and I realized Kino put it out, so I grabbed it to watch later. But I always kind of like that one. And there's one more that Scorpion did that's in my car on Amazon. If anybody has an idea if that's a good one, let me know, because I don't own that one either.
I gotta say though, like I've always been a fan of those kind of movies. They don't make them anymore. Like, but Knives Out was the last one that they made where I was like,
did you like that?
I love Knives Out.
I like that a lot. I loved Knives Out. I think that if you guys haven't seen that, I would definitely hunt that down. You're right. That's the closest thing that this reminds me of. And I thought that was a fantastic movie.
Yeah. I mean, it's like one of the better of those type of movies that I've seen in a long time, except for The Beast Must Die, which is, of course, the best mystery movie about trying to find a werewolf.
Dude, guess what the next title of my stack is?
Go ahead.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Like, what the heck? I've never seen it. I've never seen this.
You've never seen that?
No, it was on Severance site, and the reason I bought it was because it was cheap, and it said, it still had a slip. So I was like, I'll check it out, because it was cheap and it still was available with a slip cover, and so I grabbed it. But it's similar.
Imagine, if you will, take that story, but the only difference being that there's this group of people, and one of them's a werewolf, and they're trying to figure out who the werewolf is. And there's actually, I hope to God they keep this in that version. I'm assuming they have. That part of the gimmick to that movie was there's a werewolf break a couple times in the film where, like, you're supposed to guess at that point who you think the werewolf is.
Oh, really?
Like, it was like...
Oh, that's interesting, man.
Yeah.
It's almost like a game, kind of.
Yeah,
right? Like,
it's a really unique...
It would be a fun movie to watch with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be sweet. I'm glad I got it then, because again, I had no idea what this was, and I ended up grabbing it because I think like Peter Cushing or something was in it. And this 10 Little Indians has a pretty good cast. I mean, it's got Donald Pleasance and Frank Stallone in there, but yeah, that's cool. I'm glad that you let me know. I'll be more apt to put this one in there.
Oh yeah, it's a great film from that time period for sure.
Oh, Geek Room Life's right. I totally forgot about that.
You can't say that. Yeah, no, I can't say that anymore.
Oh no, I totally forgot about that. I totally forgot that. So, know, and that's another thing. That's hard, man. That whole thing, like, I see people all the time sitting like crisscross sitting, but they, you want to say like Indian style. Like I still want to say that all the time, but now they call it crisscross applesauce. That's really what I'm supposed to say when I see someone sitting like that. You're supposed to say that?
Crisscross applesauce.
Why did we have to add applesauce in there? Didn't you think crisscross would have just been a little bit more like we could have used it as kids and adults? Like, I don't know. It's going to find it funny to me. Like, I'm learning all this stuff because I have a 2-year-old, so I got to remember that these things aren't called what they were called when I was a kid.
So, no, I don't want to go down this road. I'm from Eastern Kentucky. It's not a good idea for me to go down this road. So I'm just going to skip it. But let's just say that, like, crisscross, like, that's literally, you can't say, like, Indian style anymore even.
Yeah, no, you can't. Well, I guess, because I said it once here because I was training, like, a bunch of, like, high school athletes, and I was trying to get them to, like, first day or something. Like, oh, my God, just sit down Indian style. We'll do this. And they're like, huh? And I'm like, what do you mean, huh? That's crisscross. I'm like, what the heck? I mean, you expect me to say that?
Yeah.
You expect me to say crisscross applesauce to like other adults and people? Yeah, it's weird.
Get down and give me 20 crisscross applesauces.
Like, why did we add applesauce? Because it rhymes? Like, don't you think that was a little silly?
I think it could have come up with anything better than that, though. Just like,
Well, what's funny is, it's a weird story, but so my mother, she was a pharmacist and pharmacist tech, and a customer of hers for years when she retired painted her this big picture of like this chief Native American chief. I don't know why it says like chief something on it. Like she's like, oh, thanks. And like, didn't know why he did this. And it was like a painting. So she like hung it in our garage for years and it's just kind of sitting against the wall. So my son came home and he's telling me like, oh, Nana showed me the Indian in the garage. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then when I figured out what he meant, I call my mom and I'm like, you can't teach him Indian. Like we can't, that's probably not the best way to do it. She's like, why not? She was like all upset. I'm like, I just don't think he should even know what that is because I don't think we're allowed to really say it anymore. But then I saw baseball the other day and there's still the Cleveland Indians, right?
Yeah. Are there?
I saw it. I mean, I thought for sure they wouldn't have been, but it said Indians on their jersey. Unless I turned on the TV and there was like a game from like 10 years ago. I don't know.
They're the,
I have no idea. Maybe it was like an old game.
Now they're the Cleveland misplaced indigenous peoples or something
Well, people would know more about sports than I do, but somebody said like the Redskins had to change their name, which I knew was something they were fighting for years. Like they've been talking about changing that name for a long time. But didn't they get so mad that they came back and they said, well, we're going to be called the football team or something so ridiculously stupid just because they were so mad that they were forced to change their name. So is that still a thing? Are they really called football team? Is that the name of them now? Because somebody said they changed their name to football team.
Football team.
Yeah, so it's like the Patriots versus football team. Is that real? Were they forced to change that? If anybody in the comments knows, that would be funny to say because that's how ridiculous things have become. Is that you're gonna let them just be like, all right, well, you can't be called this, so if you want to be called football team, that's fine. Like that's fine.
It seems like I'd heard this. It seems like I'd heard this too, though. The Cleveland Guardians, isn't that like the name now?
Oh, maybe I read it wrong on their jerseys. Then I could have. Maybe it said Guardians.
Or there's some team called the Cleveland Guardians. I don't know. Like
that must be baseball then. Wow. So maybe I misread because it said Cleveland on the screen, and then when I saw them up to bat, I swear I saw that Indians logo, like it was written in cursive, like it used to be when I was a kid. So maybe it did say Guardians, and it just looks really close to the way Indians was said. But yeah, we should probably move on from this topic, I guess now.
Yeah, it's fine. All right. I'm fine with it. All right. Whoops. So is it me or you?
It's you. I did Beast Must Die.
All right. So I'm pretty sure Wes already did this one. He did like a standalone review of it.
Yep.
If you don't have this, then I don't know what to do for you anymore because this is part of the Argento Animal trilogy. You got the Cat o' Nine Tails, you got the Bird with the Crystal Plumage, and you got another one that's escaping me right now. I can't remember which one it is. But what is the other one? Bird with Crystal Plumage, Cat o' Nine Tails. What the fuck is it?
Cat o' Nine Tails. I don't know.
Four Flies on Grey Velvet. All right.
All right. That's it. Yeah.
Right.
I think The Bird with the Crystal Plumage is a great movie. I didn't buy the 4K. I have a real nice DVD of it from I think Blue Underground, which I have not upgraded yet, but that's a really good one. That's a really cool one.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, the box set itself looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like the packaging is off the chain. It comes with I haven't opened this yet, but it comes with a book there's like the special features on here. I'm not going to be able to read through all of them, but needless to say, like it's jam full of special features. But the big selling point to this, besides it being in 4K and all that, is the lossless soundtracks that are on here. And man, like it comes with like a poster, 6 double-sided postcards, like all of the ones they're doing like this now. There's a new Deep Red one, which I've already fucking pre-ordered too, which just has the same kind of packaging with it. You're going to get it if you haven't gotten it. Dude, listen.
I haven't upgraded that since DVD. Deep Red, I have the Blue Underground. Do I have Arrow? I think I have a Blue Underground Deep Red Blu-ray, I think. So I haven't upgraded that to 4K yet. But maybe I will upgrade that. Arrow does such a good job on their big releases like that.
Yeah.
But I don't have it yet.
And there's an exclusive one, by the way, that it's not that exclusive, but it's on Arrow's website, and I think Diabolique had it too. And it's almost out of print. It may be out of print. So if you're going to get it, you should probably get that one.
We're going to do a live buy again.
Yeah, you might as well do it.
Wes is saying buy it, G. Come on, dude. All right, hold on. Diabolic.
Yeah, that's where I got mine. Because if you order it from the Arrow UK site, you're going to be paying like $15 in shipping and all that shit. Now, there's two
Arrow should
versions.
just send me stuff, so I wouldn't have to do this every time.
That's true. They should send all of us shit.
We say great things about Arrow.
Yeah. But there's two different versions, and the one that you're looking for is the one that's the art original version.
Yeah,
that's
it's the one green, right?
It's the one that's got the body like laying like sideways.
Oh, it's out of stock. That one's out of stock on Diabolic.
You best bust your ass and get on fucking Arrow.
All right, hold on. I'm jumping on Arrow now. So it's basically not the one that you just showed me?
No, I'm talking about Deep Red.
Oh, Deep Red. Oh,
Yeah.
oh. I thought you were talking about the limited edition bird with crystal plumage.
No. I'm sure there's a bunch of those still live.
That one sold out. There was a limited edition one on Diabolic gone. Actually, we know what I was mad that I missed out on? Oh, see, now I'm off because I'm doing other stuff here. I'll do it later. See, I'm like trying to play catch up here. Okay. What I was actually mad about, I think you brought up one time, is one of the steel books that you got of Synapse they did. What was the Argenta ones that they did?
Okay, they did.
There was one that I was like, oh, I can't believe that must have been it. Maybe not. I might have that one.
They did Tenebrae.
That's the one I didn't get. That's the one.
Yeah, and that one's probably the rarest of the ones that they did, actually. I don't know why. But
I think you brought it up on some stream, and I was like, oh, you know what? I don't know if I have that. And I looked, and I didn't. And then I went to go buy it, and it was like gone. So I guess I'll have to wait for that one to hit 4K next time or something. Because it was only a Blu-ray, right?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Okay. All right, so it's my turn. I'm still on my Severin sale. I own this on DVD, but it was cheap and it still had the slip cover, so I just bought it again. Burial Ground.
Knights of Terror.
So I have this in like a triple pack or something. Wasn't it part of like that zombie box or something?
I'm sure it was, man.
I think it was. It was like the Zombie 3 box or something. I don't know. I had that in some box set on DVD, but I don't even think I think I watched it like once, but I figured I'd buy this.
It's amazing.
Feels like there's something in here actually. Maybe not.
It's probably a titty. Like if you've ever seen that movie, then oh my god, there's so much crazy stuff in there.
I mean, it's been a while since I've seen this thing. I probably watched this when I first got the DVD in that set, maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago. So it's been a while. I just remember that creepy kid or something.
Yeah, the Peter Bark kid who is like, it turns out he was a 20, 30 something year old man who was playing like a little kid. And
yeah, that's why I was like, I definitely wanted that.
That's what made it so great, though, is because they could get away with doing all this like adult stuff with this person that's supposed to be a kid in this movie. It was like just insanity. I love that movie, though. Like I would.
Well, see, we got some good people in here. See, like Stuntman Mark jumps in. It was a Shriek Show set Zombie Pack 2. Thank you. See, I knew I had it, but I'm glad you confirmed it.
Those Shriek Show packs were
Lepke
great.
just asked if I'm excited about Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I just saw that advertised. I'm going to tell you, I love Roger Rabbit, but again, it's a hard buy for me, I think, because I have the Blu-ray, and it's like, how much better is Roger Rabbit going to look from Blu-ray to 4K? Unless there's like, if it's a nicer edition, like the box and the special features, then I probably will. I love it, but I don't know. It's a tough buy to jump again because it's already like I had the DVD, then the Blu-ray, and now I'm being very picky with 4Ks to be honest with you because space-wise I don't have it, and I just have seen that there hasn't been too much difference between the quality of the two. So I'm just being a little bit more cautious with the 4Ks that I've been getting.
They're not. I mean, there's very few of them where I was like, oh my god, the transfer is like so much better than the Blu-ray. Now, Zombie was one of them from Blue Underground where I was like noticeably, and it helps too that I watched the Blu-ray of it like a day or two before I watched the 4K, so it was pretty fresh in my mind.
Right.
But that is one that's definitely better. Suspiria
Okay.
is one that's definitely better. The 4K, like from Synapse, that one is definitely better than the Blu-ray. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have Zombie on 4K, so it might be worthwhile.
You see shit in the movie that you've never noticed, like where the color was too dark in a lot of the scenes. Like there's a lot of stuff that like I saw when I got the 4K where I was like, I've never even noticed that.
We got Wes asking us a big question over here.
Let's see.
And my answer right now is no. I have a real nice Universal Monsters box set. You might see it right over my shoulder right there. It's like this coffin with which is beautiful. So I really don't have any reason to upgrade. But I will tell you that I do think I need to revisit Universal Monsters a little bit more. Maybe this Halloween I'll do it because it has been a long time since I've watched any. I don't even know if that thing is opened, to be quite honest with you. I have that other Universal set. It's actually on eBay right now. You know the one that came with those little head statues? The DVD set?
Yeah.
I still have mine sealed, and I've never watched it. Like, I haven't probably seen a Universal Monsters movie since VHS. I buy them, but I never dig into them because I always feel like, okay, well, if I dig into them, there's like so many I've got to watch, and I need to revisit those big time. So I don't think I'll get the 4K, but I will probably dive into that box set maybe around Halloween this year.
Yeah, man, and I think Wes just recently did MWO talking about the original Dracula, which I actually thought was pretty interesting too, because you don't hear a lot about those kind of movies, you know. So that's cool if you haven't watched it. So I'll do two, just like real quick, because they're similar. Went to Best Buy. Best Buy sucks now, but I got these two.
Double dip, triple dip, quadruple dip.
It probably is, man. It's probably like, for these two movies, I probably have 5 versions of this at least.
Yeah.
And probably have 3 or 4 versions of this. But they were cheap, and they were at Best Buy, and they're still books. And especially this one, like, I really wanted to get this one just because, like...
I love that artwork. I think I might have that one too as well.
Yeah, it's this is the Dark Sky version too. Like, I don't know if I really
like, are they still putting out, like, remember they were the ones doing Texas Chainsaw for a long time? Do they still have, like, I don't remember Dark Sky doing anything else recently, but besides all they do is just Texas Chainsaw stuff.
Well, we asked somebody that on one of those streams where we were talking about it, and yeah, they still have it. And basically, I guess they're like never letting go of it, and that's all they do is just pump out like new versions of.
So they can stay in
Texas
business
Chainsaw
based
Massacre.
on Texas Chainsaw.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's too funny. Okay, I'll do a double. Well, do you know what's pretty good, man? Like, there's not many me and you have had the same yet. So
That's true.
Let me do a double because it's kind of similar, and I will say it's been a long while since I've seen both of these. I do like them, but I haven't updated these since my limited edition DVDs from Blue Underground, and that is
Two
Evil Eyes and Dead and Buried with this cool little cover here.
The lenticular cover.
And,
those are 2 that I really thought about buying too.
Yeah, these are again, I don't even have these on Blu-ray. I have a lot of Blue Underground on Blu-ray, but these 2 I don't. I had the DVDs that were like limited edition. Don't know what they were really limited for. But yeah, I just remember liking these a lot, but it has been a long time since I've seen both of them. So I'm really looking forward to jumping back into those because I do remember liking them, but honestly, I couldn't tell you much about either of them because it's been so long. To me, they almost kind of roll into each other. But Two Evil Eyes is Argento and Romero, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like what would you call it, like an anthology kind of thing?
Yeah. So I'm excited about that for sure to check these out, but I haven't even opened them yet.
So here's a couple things real quick
no.
though. Yeah. John wants to know if we've decided on pulling the trigger on the Halloween 4Ks yet. If anything, for me, like seeing the news about the special features made me even more not want to buy that shit. So no, I'm good.
I've only bought part 3. So I ordered part 3. That's all I've gotten. To be honest, I have seen people talking about the special features, but I don't know. I haven't really looked at what they announced. So I heard that they were doing like a new deleted scene of part 5, which is probably like 25 seconds of footage, to be quite honest. I don't know if they've announced how long that footage is going to be, but I didn't see what the other features are that they announced. What is it?
That was it. There was 2 things on Friday or on Halloween 5, and that was like the introduction of the the I don't remember what the hell it's called, but the cult figure guy from Halloween 5. It was like an introduction that nobody had ever seen of his. And then there was like so many extra minutes of footage. I can't remember how much it was, like uncut footage. And that was it.
What's the guy's name? What is it called again? He's got a name,
question.
Right?
Well, this is what Wes says. Dr. Death Steve Williams. But I'm pretty sure that's not it.
That's amazing. If they throw a Dr. Death NECA figure in there, I'll buy it.
So I don't know.
Not a Steve Williams. Steve Williams. Everyone like those Jack's days, like you'd go to a store and there would be like just 100 Steve Williams on the shelf.
Oh yeah, or Savio Vega. Like I remember that's all they had, like 400 of him and nothing else one time. Oh God. But anyway, no, I don't think I'll buy. I probably will get part 3 in 4K, like Garrett was talking about. I might get part 5 actually, just because that's the only one that they released any like new special features on. But that'll be about it.
Yeah, I can't say I'm not going to buy them. I don't know. Again, FOMO starts to kick in. I feel like if they sell out, I'm going to be really mad at myself. But at the same time, like, why should I? I've got a better set. I've got Halloween 1 in 4K. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say about them. I think, to be honest, what is drawing me in more than anything is that they're supposed to have those hard boxes. Even though the artwork's shitty, but to kind of have the hard boxes is cool. But the one thing I will say where I don't know if this is true or not, but like Scream Factory shouldn't, Vinegar Syndrome does the hard boxes like as their slip covers. What are they called? Slip cases? Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Now?
Yeah.
So slip box. It's just artwork where I don't like the Scream Factory ones where it says like the 4K strip on it like this. Like I don't like that. Like I don't know. Like I'd rather have it just be all flush and then maybe have like the 4K just underneath. But the fact that that's imprinted into the design, I don't know. Like it kind of, I wish it was just a picture rather than that on there. But I know
it's weird because they don't really do that with Blu-ray anymore. I mean,
right.
You don't see a lot of Blu-rays that have like a giant thing that says fucking Blu-ray on it. But I guess
no, I mean they did it too. Blue Underground's still doing it, but like Severin's not. See, like there's no strip on there or anything like that. So I just think it looks better with its flush.
I agree. Ken's got a good point though. He says people seem to care more about the H5 opening scene than not having 3 or 4 hours of outtakes from Halloween 1.
I don't know. I think there's just a lot of people out there that are going to get excited for anything. I don't know.
All right, so is it me?
Yep.
God bless, man. Okay. Went to FYE and I'm going to take some of this shit off. That's one thing I hate about FYE. They put like 15 fucking different like stickers on the on whatever they're selling you too. Like there's an on sale sticker and a reduced sticker and like the regular price sticker. And I didn't have this. It's one of my favorite Wes Craven movies. So it's a steel book of
Woo!
The Hills Have Eyes. I'm sure you probably already have this.
I don't have the Steelbook. I have the Arrow Blu-ray box set, which, again, you just saw the news, right? That they're re-releasing it in a 4K now. So
Yes, I did. Yeah.
what a time for you to just decide to pick that up.
It's look.
You pick it up, you bring it home, and they're like, "We're doing a 4K, same edition." You're gonna be like, "Son of a bitch."
This is one of those movies. I love it, but it will not matter.
Yeah, that's
in
my
4K.
biggest concern. Like, it sucks because they're doing basically the exact same box set that I have that sold out. They're doing the exact same set, except now it's just going to be 4K. So I have exactly what they're going to put out, and it's like, do I rebuy it just for a little bit of a upgrade? I mean, it's not like I don't have all those features and all those perks and pictures and posters and stuff that they have in there. So yeah, I think I'm going to probably pass on the Hills Have Eyes one as well, which sucks because I love that movie and I'd love to see an upgrade of it, but to just re-release the same version, I can't do it.
No, and
But that steelbook is sweet looking though. I mean, it's sharp.
there's something about those movies. I mean, they were made in 35 millimeter. I'm pretty sure. I think they were made in 35 millimeter. Maybe they were made in 16 millimeter and blown up, but I don't know. But The Last House on the Left and Hills Have Eyes, like both,
Right.
do not seem that they would be like, they would benefit in any way from 4K. They just don't seem like they would be.
Yeah, my uncle says the same thing because those are two of his favorite movies, and he has like a lot of editions as well. And Hills Have Eyes is another one where, man, I probably have like 6 and 7 editions of that movie. And he said too, he's like, I'm not buying any more. He's like, it's my favorite movie, but he's like, how much better can they make it? Like, he's like, it wasn't shot for them to upgrade it like this. So, yeah, I don't know. Like you're right, those are the two that he always says, Hills and Last House.
So Boba Fett says that he thinks he saw me at a Kid Lowry concert the other night.
I don't even know who that is.
I don't know who the fuck that is. The Boba Fett's. You didn't
So I
see
guess
me.
you weren't there.
You didn't see me there, buddy.
Guess what? Here's another Severin purchase, and I've never seen it, and you might know a lot more about it than me. Was this worth a pickup?
Got me. I've never fucking seen it. Wax
Oh, really? It
Mask?
says Dario Argento presents Wax Mask.
Wax
that
Mask. What?
Dario Argento presents Wax Mask.
So he's
Severin.
the producer, I'm assuming, probably.
Guess so. Anybody know about this? I saw Argento. I saw it still had a slip. It was cheap on the Severin sale, so I grabbed it. So if anybody knows if Wax Mask was worth a purchase or it's a big pile of crap and I just wasted my money.
What are your thoughts about Argento, by the way?
Me, like, I think like Suspiria, I love. The Bird, I love. Demons, love. I mean, I know that it's not all him on that, but again, there's a lot that I feel like I like. Phenomena, I love that. I'm just not that good with, like, to me, a lot of them resemble each other, so it's hard for me to. I haven't watched each one like 100 times, so it's hard for me to really break them apart and be like, oh, this is this. Like, to me, like Deep Red and Tenebrae, I can't tell you what the difference is between the two. That's how little I've seen. I've probably seen them each like once. But it's one of those ones that I feel like as I'm getting older, I'm going to appreciate a lot more. I think that originally I was hesitant about a lot of his stuff because I didn't know a lot about it. Like I said in the other video, is that Anchor Bay big box was the first time I'd ever seen anything he had done, and it was Suspiria, and I liked it. But I can remember growing up, I was like in high school, I think, and we used to rent horror movies all the time. I remember my girlfriend one time, I was like, hey, go rent a horror movie. She's like, which one do you want? I'm like, I don't care, something we haven't seen. And she came over that night with a horror movie, and it was Dario Argento's like World of Madness, a World of Horror, or something like that. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I've got that.
So
I've got the
Really?
Synapse.
So I put it in, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And she's like, I don't know. Like, it looked scary, and it was like a documentary.
Yeah, It's
I can remember us being like so turned off by it. I'm like, get this, like, I don't even know what you rented. So like, then I never went back. Every time I saw Dario Argento, I like avoided it because I'm like, it's going to be that weird shit like we watched that other time. Like, so my real introduction to one of his movies was the Anchor Bay Suspiria.
Yeah, World of Horror, Synapse actually has that out on DVD. I don't know if it's out of print now or not, but like it was just a documentary, I think Michele Soave or one of those guys actually directed it, of just like chronicling all his films, like through that period of time. Yeah, it was just a straight up documentary like that. But that would be a weird one to just like, get and then think,
She thought it was like a movie. So like that was my first introduction to him, which kind of turned me off for a little while when it came to him. And then I started to like his stuff more when I saw that Suspiria. And then, I bought like Opera and then all that other stuff. So again, I think it's something that his other movies I would appreciate a lot more now. I just haven't gone back and like really watched them in a long time. So like I said, to me, a lot of them kind of resemble each other. Like even Phenomena, like I'm trying to remember which is the one with the little girl. And Inferno too. Like I think I get that one confused.
Inferno is not to get off on like a tangent here, but Inferno is the one that for me is the hardest to remember because it starts one way and then like in the middle of it goes a completely other way and makes no logical sense. Like there's no narrative holding that film together whatsoever. But Phenomena is the one with the chick that can control insects, and Donald Pleasance is in it.
Pleasance, okay,
and and there's a killer monkey at the end of it or some shit like that. Like it's kind of insane too. But like Inferno's the one that I have the hardest time with, like trying to remember. But Greg is right. The opening scene of Inferno is probably my favorite Argento scene, but it's disconnected from everything else that happens in the movie. It's the underwater scene.
See, I do remember that one. It looked beautiful. It was that one where they went under the water, like they went down into like that. They opened that door and like went in there, and would they find a ring or something?
Yeah, she was looking for a key or something like that. I think.
Key. Yeah. Jennifer Connelly's in. That's right. Yeah, I just get them really confused. So it's definitely something I want to jump back into. I also have. I think Anchor Bay might have did it, like this Dario Argento box set, like a steel book that has like a bunch of his movies in it. I don't know who put it out, but that's what I have a lot of his stuff on.
Yeah, like that's actually a really, really good set. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got some good stuff on it too. Like that's how I watched a lot of those movies that I still don't think a lot of them are out on anything really significant either. Jesus Christ. I'll have to go in there and get it later. But anyway.
But yeah, Suspiria, like I love that's definitely like my favorite that I recall, because I've seen that the most. And to be honest, I don't know if you ever talked about this, but what did you think of the Suspiria remake or the whatever? I didn't think it was that bad.
I didn't either. I thought it was genuinely one of the more disturbing films that I've seen like in the last couple of years. It's right up there with like Midsummer and Hereditary and stuff like that.
You don't get it. It doesn't get talked about much, which is surprising. Like it just seems like it just kind of got made and tossed off to the side, but I thought it was pretty effective for what it was.
Yeah, I thought it was actually insane is the best way to describe it, like a lot of the scenes in the film. Mm-hmm. But the question I need to ask,
yeah, man,
more than anything else, is, do you have mortuary?
Oh, I do have mortuary in here. All right, good. So we have one of the same. So,
oh God, really?
So I actually was pretty hesitant on this one, and the reason is because I had the Scorpion DVD, which I feel like I just kind of bought like not too long ago, but like kind of when Blu-rays were already a thing. Like Scorpion was still putting out DVDs, and I grabbed Mortuary because it was a movie that I've always wanted on physical media. Like it took forever to get this thing out. And then shortly after, I think that Scorpion said, oh, we're doing a Blu-ray too. And I was like, what the hell? I just bought the DVD from them. I'm not going to upgrade. Then this came out and I was like, should I upgrade now? And then all of a sudden I heard that this slipcover was going out of print. So I said, all right, if I'm going to do it, I need to do it now. So that's why I really just jumped on this right away, because I always liked the film, but I knew I needed to, I didn't want to miss out on that slip if I decide later I wanted it.
Listen, you got to admit, that's one of the cooler designs for a slip cover, too. The way they've got, like, the old VHS stuff, like, all over it. Like, Be Kind Rewind and Rated R and all that stuff. That's a hilarious idea.
But yeah, is that why you kind of pulled the trigger, or did you not own this, or do you just wanted to upgrade it?
I've never had this. I've never had Mortuary. I'm not positive though. I've ever seen Mortuary.
It's not bad.
Yeah, when it came down to the same thing you were saying too, which is there's like it was going out of print, so I just went ahead and got it when they were having that sale too. So
This
Jennifer
is the
Crow,
older one with Bill Paxton. It's not that other one. Who did Toby Hooper do one or something?
Toby Hooper, yeah, he did a horrible
Not
fucking CGI movie like around 2000, I'd say 7 or 8 or something like that, which was just like one of the worst things ever. So
Look at Greg.
that.
He knows the old Scorpion Katrina Nightmares collection. Yeah, I think that's what the Mortuary I had was. If anybody was looking for it, I'll sell it at this point. Mid-level media. What's up, man? Yeah, it is. It is. Paxton does a great job as always. Now this next one is again from the Severance sale. I didn't get a slip with this. I remember us talking about it. I think me and Wes when we were doing our live stream buy. Were you on that one? The midnight Severin.
I think
Black
I briefly came in there. Yeah.
And I ended up buying this one because I was on the fence about it. The cover on this is super killer, and it draws me to it. But I was like, oh, this could be really bad. And I threw on Tubi. I found it one night, and I actually watched a little of it. I have this thing where I put something on Tubi and then fall asleep to it, and it always gives me an idea if I'm going to want it or not. So I went back and got it. I don't even know how to say this.
Uh-oh.
The Paganini Horror. We were calling it the Panini Horror on the thing. Panini. But look at this cool cover.
That is a cool cover.
Very, very 80s looking. And I watched a little bit of it online, and it looks pretty cool. It's about like I think it's about like a chick heavy metal rock band or something. I think this is the one. And they get kind of possessed or whatever. So it's definitely one I'm looking forward to going back to. And again, Donald Pleasance is in it like he's in everything else that we've been talking about. So yeah, it's a pretty good one. I will let you guys know a little more once I finish it if I think it's definitely worth a buy. But for what I've seen, which is just the beginning, I thought it was something right up my alley for sure.
If you don't like the Paganini horror, I mean, fuck.
that panini horror.
Oh god. Oh hell, I forgot I bought that one. I probably should have included that one in the last little one we did. I also got the Friday the 13th Steelbook.
So now you're caught up, right? You got both?
Yeah, I got them both now. I should have just put that one the other. So there's that. I don't know, man. Like, for some reason, I've been genuinely getting, like, interested in the Steelbooks. I never gave a fuck before about Steelbooks, but I just started, like, collecting them now. Like I said, it's good to have some sort of end goal. Mine apparently right now is to collect all the Severin, titled ones and get as many Steelbooks as humanly possible.
What do you want? Some Scream Factor Steelbooks? I have 2 I'm about to put on eBay, unopened. Night of the Demons and Slumber Party Massacre. If anybody's interested, hit me up before I throw it on there.
I've got... Do I have... No, I think I've got both those. Somehow or another. I know I've got Slumber Party Massacre.
Did you get the... Because I think both of those came with the figures. Do you have...
Yeah, Angela's sitting behind me over here. Yeah.
So that's probably why. You probably do have them. Because that's where I got them. But I sold all my Scream Factory steals except these 2. So I'm like, what's the point of just having those 2? So I'm probably just... And they're unopened, so I'll probably just get rid of them. All right. The next one I have is, again, another Severin one. Guys, I blind bought a lot of the Severin. Tell me if this is good. Robo War. I don't know anything about it. So
it's gotta be.
Don't know why I bought it. I don't know if it was just because it was cheap, or maybe I looked up a trailer and I was like, oh, okay, that looks pretty good. But again, I'm so far behind in my hauls. Like, I feel bad showing all this stuff because none of it's even opened yet, and I don't know when the heck I'm going to get to it. I'm still trying to catch up on like last month's stuff. But
so
yeah,
is Robo Wars anything like Robo Jocks or Robot Jocks? Roblox Jocks?
I don't know, but it sounds like exactly the same thing, doesn't it?
Ken says it's a Predator ripoff.
Okay, so I'm cool with that. I love Predator.
Also, have you seen this? This is a good point. Phantasmat says the new 4K American Psycho steelbook, which I have seen pictures of that.
I pre-ordered it already. I am not going to let that pass me by. But I do own American Psycho on 4K already in a standard edition, so I'm going to be looking to get rid of that if anybody's interested. But yeah, man, like I had to switch, and I wouldn't even call it an upgrade. I'd call it like a transfer, I guess. But it looks so badass, and I'm a huge fan of that movie, so I knew I wanted to grab that because if that thing, if it's one of those, if it's limited, it's so nice that I think it's going to be something that's going to come and go pretty quick. Unless it's one of those things like Best Buy's tough though, because they'll release it, it'll sell out quick, and then all of a sudden around like Halloween, they're like 40 more will appear in the store, and you're like, oh, okay. So that's what's tricky is you don't know.
The design on that is amazing, and I think that's what's gonna keep it to sell out and everything too. So let's see. Terror Train.
Woo.
Also from Scorpion, which was part of the other Ronin Flick sale that I was talking about too. I do not have this on any other format. I don't know why.
Huh.
You would think because it's like one of the classic Jamie Lee Curtis, 80s films. But I just never had it on anything. So this is
I mean, I guess if you don't have it, it's worth a grab for sure. I mean, it looks that's a nicer cover than the Scream one is. I have the Scream one, but that's a nicer image right there for sure.
Yeah, the cover is fucking amazing on this. Like the movie is dog shit, but I mean,
yeah, it's the worst out of her little bunch,
Yeah, Terror Train has always been like the least favorite.
Lepke, he wants Beethoven 2 on Steelbook 4K.
Well, Severn will probably release it or somebody like that.
It's like a random dog movie or whatever. Cujo 2.
And then they'll get sued because they'll call it Cujo 2. Yeah.
All right, so this next one was another one that I don't know why I bought it. Well, because it's a great movie, we know that. But I do own the Twilight Time one, so I really didn't need this. But the reason I bought it was because I didn't really realize it was re-released. I thought that the version I had was the only Blu-ray available. So I saw this online from Columbia, and people are saying that it's got the different, Twilight Time, like the transfer was weird. Like they changed how the scenery looked or whatever. Like it looks like it's dark all the time, or it's like I forget how they worded it, but basically this version is supposed to have like the normal sky and all that stuff, and the Twilight Time version has like this alternate look to like the movie. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
I remember that because that's one of my favorite movies. Hence me owning all the shit like we were talking about the other night. But I remember that controversy when the Twilight Time one came out and they over color corrected it or something like that and made it look all washed out and a lot of the stuff you couldn't see in it and all that happened too. So yeah, I would definitely probably get that version too.
Yeah, so it's relatively cheap. It's on Amazon now, so I wanted to grab it just so I could. I wanted to kind of see what the differences were because I thought the Twilight Time looked great, but I mean I wasn't so aware of how different it really was than the other normal version. But I did have the DVD, so I don't know why I didn't just check. But Night of the Living Dead, which is again to me great remake for that movie.
I love that movie. It's one of the best slept on. I think people nowadays are starting to kind of get more into it. But back for for years and years and years, people were like, "Oh, that's just a piece of shit."
That's Savini cut.
Yeah, but it's a great movie.
Tony Prayer Todd, the Roller Boys. Yeah, he does fantastic. And I think he fits the part really well. It's great. But somebody's asking about Prayer of the Roller Boys. Will it ever get a Blu-ray? I mean, I'd assume so. You know what? It's funny because I actually like that movie quite a bit. It's as bad as it is. It's like pure 90s, like I don't know if you've ever seen it. Corey Haim,
Oh yeah.
Prayer of the Roller Boys. I'm sure it'll probably get a Blu-ray. I mean, if Solar Babies is getting a Blu-ray, I'm sure that's probably somewhere. I would love like a Vinegar Syndrome to give it like this really sweet treatment, to be honest with you. But
Maybe that's what's coming up on Friday. They're gonna
give Haim some love. No, I saw the picture of Friday. It's got like a samurai ninja star or something.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that is. No idea. I'm hoping it's not. There was something I'm like, I hope it's not because I think I just bought that. Shoot, I forget what I was thinking of. Oh, dude, how sick would it be if it was freaking Sidekicks?
Oh my god, that would be amazing. I just watched that movie like 2 or 3 days ago.
Yeah, they have a 4K. They have a HD version on. I think it's on Prime or something right now.
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. That's where we watched it.
So every time you see like an upgraded version show up on streaming, a part of me always feels that like someone's got it because who's upgrading.
That's usually true. Yeah.
So I would love a Sidekicks treatment. That would be killer.
I was watching that movie and I just kept thinking to myself, everything about this movie holds up it's exactly as I remember when I was a kid, except for Joe Piscopo. Like his shit is just so like over the top.
Like you feel like it was over the top. Yeah, like I felt the same way. Like a part of me as a kid, I watched that a bunch of times. I felt like he was very John Kreese-esque. And then when I watched it again, I'm like, no, he's almost like there's something wrong with him. You know what I mean? Like he was way over the top.
It's just too much. Yeah, that's the only part about that movie that like I was just kind of took me out of it for a minute. The rest of it's great though. All right, let's see. Why did I buy this? I don't fucking honestly know why I bought this, but
it's kind of how this rolls, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, well, of course you got to get it. With a slip, too?
With the slip, yep.
Oh, dude, that just already alone, did you buy it at FYE?
I did, yeah.
Oh, then you've already made your money. Dude, that with the slip is going for almost probably $100.
Are you serious?
So if your FYE has more with slips, I would go buy them now and sell them.
They had a ton of these from what I remember.
Mine has the movie, but in mine, there's no slips left. So I would probably go back and I would check on eBay and see what a slip Return of the Living Dead 2 goes for. And I think it's pretty expensive.
Well, fuck me. Anyway, this movie's awful. I mean, in a great way. Funny story about this movie, though, is for some reason, let's see, when this came out. Like, what, 88? I was 8 years old when this came out. I remember watching this, like renting it, VHS and everything. And this movie scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. Like the scenes with the bully kid when he turns into a zombie and everything. Like I was just freaked out like entirely. Couldn't almost like get through the movie. And you go back and watch it now and you're like, what in the hell? Like it's just one of those movies that's like nothing about it is like, scary.
But do you feel, and again, when I was a kid, I was a big fan of the both. I felt like they were a great back-to-back type sequel because you had a lot of the same two characters in there. But now going back and watching part 2, it really does feel like a very lower budget of part 1. Like even Tarman looks freaking terrible in part 2.
Yeah,
like,
all the zombies.
Laughable, and I'm like, ooh, like I don't remember it being this bad. Like it almost looks like
I guess you
Halloween costume guy,
You don't really see that much, but yeah, you're right because a lot of the zombies in it are just like they look like somebody just slapped some stuff on them from Spirit of Halloween and put them out there. And like you can see the masks and a lot of the different takes.
Which
and
version
stuff.
is the one? Is it 1 or 2 that's got the Michael Jackson zombie? Which one's that?
That's 2. Yeah, that's 2.
That's that one. Yeah. So random.
Ridiculous, yeah.
Oh, somebody asked something. Microwave Massacre. I think I've got it over here. Did Arrow put it out? I think so. I don't remember even watching it. So I can't really give you a good answer, but I think I do have the Arrow Blu-ray right over there.
Wes and I watched it like one time to review it probably 10 years ago. I don't remember anything about it. It was out on DVD from Intervision or something, I think, for the first time. One of those companies like that.
Don't get me started with Intervision. Oh, Intervision, you always knew when you got that, you were like, oh, this is going to be a hard watch. Next one, I've talked about this before. I have a story on it. So Salem's Lot, I love. It's one of my favorite movies of the original Salem's Lot. Return of Salem's Lot, it's okay. I mean, it's not even close. The original, but I was training a client for years, and we were talking about horror movies, and he was like, "Oh, I was in a horror movie once," and I was like, "Oh, really? Which one?" He's like, "Oh, Return to Salem's Lot." I'm like, "What?"
Holy shit!
He's like, yeah. He's like, they were doing it in my town or something, and I was like an extra. And sure enough, there's a whole scene in here where they're at the school, and he's like one of the kids in the class, and they've got like a nice, focused in on him at one point, like making like a funny face. And so as soon as I got this, I messaged him. I'm like, dude, I need this signed like ASAP. But I haven't opened it yet. But yeah, it's so random. Like I was in Return to Salem's Lot. But
the funny thing,
you know what I just realized is that they're doing a new Salem's Lot movie or show or something.
are they?
I just saw something. Yeah, if you guys know about this, because I was not really aware that they were doing something with Salem's Lot again, and I think it's got someone big behind it. I just saw an article about it. I didn't read it, but I was like, I didn't know that was coming. I'm excited. It's another one of those, like, I love the story. I love the concept of Salem's Lot. And I mean, is it going to be as good as the original? Probably not. But even the one with Rob Lowe wasn't terrible. If anybody remembers that one.
I watched that one probably like a couple months ago. I got on a Salem's Lot kick. So I watched the original Salem's Lot. I watched the like little mini series movie thing that had Rob Lowe in it. And I watched Return to Salem's Lot, which Return was the only one where I just couldn't get into it. But the other two I thought were really good.
Yeah, like the Rob Lowe one was pretty damn good for something that came out like when the early 2000s or whatever it did. I thought it really held up pretty well. So that's why I'm excited for this new one. If anybody knows anything about this, did I just stumble across like fake news? I have no idea, but I'm definitely down for another Salem's Lot.
So let's see. Do you remember this movie? I have a really weird relationship with this movie too.
Yes, I do. I do. I own that. To me, it's a hard watch. I feel like now. When I was younger, I was like, "Oh, that's a cool movie," Exorcist and ghosts But I've watched it probably within the last year, and I feel like it's a pretty hard watch. I don't know when the last time you watched it was.
Probably when I was a kid. Probably 10 or 11 years old, something like that.
Let me know what you think of that, because it's a little disturbing now. Like, that ghost is, like, raping her, and it's no joke. Like, it's, like, really pretty brutal for just, like a...
That's the part I remember about the movie the most. Like, being a kid and you're like, okay, we're going to watch this movie and it's a ghost movie. You have a kind of expectation of what a ghost movie will be like. And then there's scenes in this movie where I guess they made like prosthetic tits and you can see like the hands like grabbing them and like the fingers and everything. Like, just there's so much.
It's something I'm really curious what you think when you see it, because when I remembered it, I was thinking to myself, like, oh, like, I didn't think they showed a lot. Like, I felt like when I saw it before, I felt like it was implied that that's what happened. But as soon as that music kicks where he's coming, you're like, oh, here we go again. Like, it's disturbing. And I'm curious to see what you think of it now, watching it, a little bit older, how disturbing that is, especially with the music and stuff. And then when she's like trying to sleep, and as soon as you start hearing the music going, like, oh shoot, here it comes again. Like, it's,
and that music, by the way, really did like add something to those scenes too.
Yeah, it really did.
I can't even explain.
I recommend watching that again just to see if you have a little bit of a different, because I totally was like, thought it was like, oh, I love this, it's great, da da da. And then when I watched it again, I was like, oh, I don't know if I can watch this anymore. Like.
But that was another one that was at FYE. Like, FYE had a Scream Factory section, which I thought was weird. I'd never seen that before.
Yep. I mean, they're not cheap either, which kind of sucks. But, I mean, if you're going to buy those, like, Entity is probably the slip cover's gone. Like, you're not going to be able to get that on Scream Factory. You're going to have to go to eBay to find that slip. And Amazon, it's tough because you might buy a Scream Factory thing thinking it's going to come with a slip. It doesn't. And then all of a sudden you just randomly buy an old Scream. Like, I bought Pet Cemetery 2 on like a sale. And in my head, I was kind of like, I'll take a chance on it. And it came with a slip. And I'm like, that's random because it's been out a long time.
Yeah.
So Amazon's a tough one to do because it's like a gamble.
See, I had
But
that exact
FYE,
same.
It's like you pay an extra couple bucks and you get the slip. It's like, all right, whatever. It sucks that it's a little more expensive, but at least you know you're going to get that slip on.
I had that exact same kind of thought too with Amazon. Like the way that they show stuff on there, like the only place I've ever seen that does that the way that it should be done is on Grindhouse Video. When you order something, it'll show you like, okay, with slip cover, it'll say that clearly, like at the top, or it'll say like standard edition without slip cover. Every other place, like you're kind of just guessing. Like sometimes they'll show you a picture and it looks like it has a slip cover on it, and sometimes it doesn't look like, but you're not for sure like what you're buying or anything. So those are tricky kind of like places to buy things from.
So that's why I kind of agree with you doing it at FYE, because you're paying a couple extra bucks, but you're guaranteed to get slip. And I've said this before, is I'm not a huge slipcover fan, but with Scream Factory I am, not because I think their slipcovers are great. It's just because I have all the collector's edition slipcovers. So for me to all of a sudden have one collector's edition with no slip kind of pisses me off. So when it comes to Scream Factory, like I need to have the slip because it just will go aesthetically with everything I have. So.
And so Lepke says, store that he picked up Road Games, April Fool's Day, and The Craft with slipcovers. I wish to God I could find April Fool's Day because that's one I really, really need.
So how about this, gang? Everybody, I don't know how many people are watching right now. I'm not sure, but
quite a few.
Again, I know a couple places, things that people that do this in groups, but if you post under a video, whatever, what you guys are looking for, and if somebody finds it, like holler at that person. Like for instance, if I know now, like, hey, you're looking for April Fool's Day with a slip. If my FYE has it with a slip, I'll pick it up for you. It's no big deal. And just pay me what it costs to ship and whatever. Like, I mean, so I would pay the extra $5 to ship something if I knew like I was going to get it. So it might not be a bad idea for anybody that's really looking for something, because FYEs, like you said, like they have all this stuff, but it's just at random. Like I'm looking for, I don't know off the top of my head. Like I wouldn't mind a Silver Bullet with a slip. I have Silver Bullet on Blu-ray from Umbrella. So that's why I never went back and jumped on it. But then a part of me is kind of like, well, if I find it with a slip, maybe I'll grab it. I don't know. But it's probably good to just put it out there in case someone finds it and you don't have to go through eBay to get it. Because I think FYEs are just going to have this stuff, and I think it's just at random which ones have slips still.
It is. That's what it seemed like to me. Like when I was looking at the stuff, it was like they had a couple, but a couple with slips, I mean. They had a bunch just in general. But, yeah, it's going to be completely random.
It's funny. Wet Movie says he's looking for Slumber Party Massacre 2 and 3 if anybody comes across. So,
yeah, if anybody see that. But Greg does say that he'll look for April Fool's Day for me, so I would appreciate that. That's one of the ones that I really still need. And I love that movie. I love Deborah Foreman. I don't know if I've ever really mentioned this, but I'm a huge mark for anything Deborah Foreman's in, including My Chauffeur and Valley Girl. So,
how about wait, she's in Just One of the Guys, right? Just one of the girls?
No.
No. Who's that? That's Deborah what?
Who the hell is that in there? I don't even know who that woman is. It's in that.
Actually, you know what's funny? I think I have something over here that Deborah Foreman's in. I think I saw her on the front. Oh no, that's not her. That's not the same girl I'm thinking of.
She was in. Let's see. She was in April Fool's Day, Waxwork, Sundown.
Oh, that's where I saw her. Sundown.
Yeah, she was in Valley Girl. Shit, that's about really it for her.
All right, so I'll go through this. Shout Factory, like, I'm not as crazy about having the slips on their collector's edition for their Shout Selects just because I don't have the slips on all of them, so I really could care less. They had a Shout Select sale. I don't know if you saw that pop up. So I got these two relatively cheap. One I had been putting off upgrading, but I was like, screw it. It was cheap. Mr. Mom. So I had the DVD upgraded to the blue. It was like cheap on sale. Good movie though. Great movie.
I was gonna say, like, I really like that movie. Yeah.
So Shout Factory put it out, and this one I surprisingly have never seen. I looked up a trailer and I was like, it looks like it could be kind of good. Used Cars with Kurt Russell.
Oh my God, you never seen that? That's amazing.
No,
Yeah.
never saw it. And I looked at the trailer and I was like, oh, this looks like it'd be something I'd enjoy. So, I picked it up from that sale.
For some reason, like my dad used to have that on a VHS, like recorded with the Goonies and something else. So like when I was a kid, like I would watch all those movies together because that's what you did when you were a kid. Like if you had like a bunch of you had a 6-hour tape, you just watched all that stuff together.
Oh, yeah.
And Used Cars was one of them. And I just remember it being hilarious. It may not hold up now. I don't know. I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but
now, is it like legit like a movie, but it's just funny, or is it like just some big like parody type thing?
No, it's a movie. If I can remember correctly, about Kurt Russell and this older guy own like competing used car dealerships, and about all the shit that they do to try to like one up one another to sell the most used cars. So it's a legit, just comedy.
All right, cool. So yeah, I'm probably gonna like it. It seemed like that, but I wasn't sure if it was just some kind of like parody type thing. But no, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, I still got a good stack here. How you doing?
We're gonna have to start going through shit like quicker.
I mean, yeah, I can start doing things in bulk too. So
here we go. Carrie, the Scream Factory one. I couldn't find the slip. Could not find the slip, but basically all of these are sold out. Like if it's the slip or the regular edition or whatever, you can't find it anywhere. So
really? Oh, even the one with not a slip.
Even just the collector's edition one's basically sold out. There's another one I got.
Woo! With the slip.
With the slip. Child's Play. Might be able to. Yeah, here's another one. I don't know why I didn't have this, but the Dawn of the Dead collector's edition with the slip.
Where the hell are you finding all this?
These I actually bought on Grindhouse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
These were ones I went through Grindhouse and was like, let's find all the ones they've got still that have slips.
Yeah,
and these
smart.
were the ones.
I haven't tried that.
Try it because you'd be surprised how many are still like on there.
I'm gonna jump in here and really quick. Matt, he asked, "Has anybody seen it At Close Range with Sean Penn?" Dude, go follow me on Instagram at Born to Be Rad on Instagram. I just posted about that movie like 2 days ago. It's such a great movie, and no one ever talks about it. It's so good, man. Like if you guys can find that, I have the Twilight Time Blu-ray, but I do think somebody just re-released it. It's At Close Range with Sean Penn. Fantastic movie. All-star cast on that. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I've never seen it.
Oh, it's so good. I think you might be able to find it on Tubi or something. Check it out first, but definitely. And then Boba Fett's is asking about Truth or Dare. I have it on DVD, man. I don't remember much about it. I remember seeing it on like TV when I was younger. Is it out of print or something? Wow, Carrie is going for big money. Damn, I had no idea. I had 2 slips and I sold the other one.
You son of a bitch.
I know. I wish I kept it now.
Like Schwarzenegger from Predator. You son of a bitch.
Oh, Matt says Imprint just released it. Yeah, I recommend it big time. So yeah, definitely At Close Range. So, that movie's a true story that happened. Oh wow, Greg, I didn't know that. It's a pretty intense story.
So apparently the Child's Play slips are hard to find now. The Carries are all going for a pretty good lot. I will end up eventually having to. I never thought I would do this. I'll end up having to buy a fucking slipcase from some asshole on eBay, and it'll end up, which I've never done to this day. But yeah, for that, just because it'll make it a lot more valuable.
Let me see what I've got in here. So, all right, I just bought this on eBay really cheap. People were telling me how good of a. Here's my biggest issue, I think, with myself is I have a tough time giving current things a chance. And that's one of those things about me that I'm kind of like, I wish I was better at. Like, I don't anything current, more or less. Like, I just let it go and then I catch it if I catch it, kind of thing. I always find myself really disappointed in anything new. Like, I don't do any of the superhero movies anymore. I don't do. People talk to me about that stuff all the time. I have no interest in it. I do want to see Candyman. I do want to see Ghostbusters. I do want to see Halloween Kills, but more or less, I don't really follow much newer stuff. I loved Hereditary. I loved Midsummer. There is some stuff I enjoy. I liked Us, actually, and I know a lot of people didn't like that. But this one people have been telling me about, and A24 put it out, and it's called Black Coat's Daughter. And people are telling me that this is a really good and effective current type horror movie. I haven't opened it yet, but it was mad cheap on Amazon. I think like $9.99, maybe not even, maybe like $7.99. Let me know if anybody's seen this and what they think of this. So again, that's one of my biggest faults, I think, is I just really have no interest in anything current.
Yeah, I'm going to say that I kind of agree with that too, because, there's been, I can only count like a handful of films in the last 10 years that really, really like shocked or surprised me or anything like that. The Lighthouse, Hereditary, The Witch, God, I'm sure there's some more, Get Out, some of those like that, yeah. So The Stylist is apparently a good modern horror flick.
It's funny. I heard that too. I heard that, and then Wes got it. So I asked him, and he said it was like the worst. So that's what's tough. He's like, no, it's terrible.
That's
like he
shit.
said it was like one of the worst movies he's seen. Yeah. So that's why it's like it's hard for me to really know, and I don't want to spend the money. Like, you should see my Amazon cart that I have. Like, I have it on my like wish list or watch list or whatever. But it's a lot of new current stuff that I'm waiting for. Like, I'm probably going to pull the trigger on those on like Black Friday. Because if they go to like $5 a piece, I'll probably grab a bunch. Like, I'm interested in that new Barbara Crampton one I keep seeing.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember the name of it. So I have that in my cart. Like, I would even be interested in the new, oh my God, what's that? What's the full moon one that they just did a remake for? Castle Freak.
Oh,
so I have that in my car. Like, I wouldn't mind that. I actually said this before, is I didn't mind the new Wrong Turn. I don't own it, but it's in my cart. Like, if that thing goes to like $5 on Blu-ray, like, I'm going to get it. Like, I thought it was a pretty good movie.
It definitely took me by surprise. Like, it went a direction that I had no idea it was going to go. And it was pretty impressive, I thought. Yeah,
so it would be something I'd like to own. What's the other one people talk about? I don't know if I've never seen it. Is what's the one? He's like a monster or something. And there's like little kids with him. It's got a weird
Psycho Warman.
I never seen it. It's in my cart. Like, if that thing goes like cheap, I'll buy it. Like,
listen,
is it good?
You can get that at Walmart for like $10 on Blu-ray. No shit. Like, I would definitely recommend that one. Like, that's just it's like a '90s film made today. It's a great film.
Jacob's Wife is the Crampton one. Yeah, I definitely want to check that out. Bone Tomahawk I've seen, and I love that one. Greasy one. Strangler I've seen.
I don't even know how to explain that fucking movie.
It's one to have. I mean, it's so unique and different. I mean, it's hard to say, but I thought Bone Tomahawk was a friggin' great movie. If you guys haven't checked that out, It was disturbing. I thought that was really good. But yeah, so like that's the thing. If anybody has any suggestions on anything current. Like even non-horror. Like I thought Uncut Gems was good. You know what's actually funny is I say that man, I can't even understand how to say this, but so at night I turn something on. It's usually what I fall asleep to, and if I find it interesting, I'll usually go buy it. It's just almost like I just use it to kind of figure out. I grab something I never seen before. The other night I put on a new movie with John Cena in it called like Vacation Friends or something like that. Have you seen that? It's like a comedy with John Cena, and I put it on just to kind of like fall asleep to. Dude, I stayed up until like 2 a.m. watching it, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, it was all right. It was like, it's not really like my cup of tea, but for some reason I stayed up and watched the whole thing. I was like glued to it. So I don't know.
John Cena really
he does
is
a good job, man.
I know. I would never want to admit this, but he really is a good actor. Like, and the stuff that I've seen him in, it's all been really, really good. Like freaking, what was the one? Trainwreck he was in, and then
when he was like the boyfriend or whatever.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
I love that. That's so funny, that scene when he's like yelling at the guy at the movie theater or whatever.
Yeah, it's
Oh
great.
my god, yeah, he was great, man. And this new one, Vacation Friends, like it was a good movie. I thought. I mean, it was like a stupid comedy, but man, he made it. Like he just made it work. He was like, I don't know if you saw it.
I saw it on there, but I didn't watch it. I'll actually go back and watch it.
I
'Cause
think
I don't mind his
you
stuff.
should watch it. I think you should watch it. It's funny.
So Lepke's dropping out. I don't blame you, Lepke. Saint
I know,
Maud,
we're
it's good to have
taking
you
this
here.
home.
Hold on. Okay, so let's get going. God damn shit.
Yeah,
Here's
we've been
some more,
doing 2 hours here, bro.
Here's some more Grindhouse. I'll just do all these.
Yeah, go
Scream
ahead. Because I
Factory.
have a big haul from Archive left, so I'll show all that. I'll just skim through the whole.
So these are all ones that I got on Grindhouse. You could probably still get most of these on there with the slip covers. So if you're looking for them, Pet Cemetery 2
Boom.
with the slip cover. Road Games.
You know, I have that. I have the Umbrella one. I might grab that one.
Teen Wolf.
Oh, that's one of my favorite movies, man. Look at it right
amazing.
there, right there.
And I don't know. It's just because it had a slip cover. Fuck. It's not a good movie.
That's all right. I have that on blue. It's a good one. It's all right.
And I had to get this. It's one of my favorite horror films. It's the Steelbook. They still had it. A lot of those Steelbooks are going out of
awesome.
print.
Listen, I'm a huge Linda Blair fan, so anything she's in, I'm gonna get, more or less.
So there you go.
Like 80s early in Linda Blair stuff, more or less. Like Roller Boogie. I love Roller Boogie. That's a
Caged
Linda Blair
Heat.
movie. That one. You know what's another good one is that one Summer of Fear. It's a pretty cool one. I think it might be, is it Craven maybe? I don't know. But I always like that one with Linda Blair in it as well.
My favorite, though, by far, is Savage Streets.
Oh, hell yeah. Love Savage Streets.
Yep.
Love
Of
it.
her movies like that, yeah.
All right, so I can skim through mine. Actually, there's one here that I didn't get there. I'm going to talk about this one quick because I did want to talk about this one. So I'm going to give a shout out to Christian Hanahara, if anybody doesn't know him. I did a whole thing on Fright Night, a big video, which is an early video I did. It might have been like my second video, but it's one I really enjoy doing because I'm such a huge Fright Night fan. So if you guys haven't seen that, go way back into my like first videos, which is, again, it's only about a year ago. And I do like a whole Fright Night retrospective, like how I came about learning about the movie. It's, how it was basically a gateway into loving horror. And I thought for so long that the Twilight Time was the only Blu-ray that was available. Like, I thought that was it. And I always remember saying, like, man, somebody needs to do another edition of this thing. And he mentioned on like a stream that I was on, or maybe in his own video, that Fright Night did have a Blu-ray that came out by Columbia Pictures. And I'm like, there's no way. Like, I would have never let that pass me by. Well, sure enough, I went on eBay and found this.
Yep.
And a part of me, even when I got it, I'm like, is this a freaking bootleg or something? Like, it just seems so like plain.
They all
And
look
it
like
says
that, though.
Columbia
They all look like
Pictures.
bootlegs for some reason.
But man, there's all these features on this thing. Like it's got that. I have this "You're So Cool, Brewster" documentary, which I bought. Like I think it was part of the Kickstarter. It's on here. it's a long documentary too, by the way. And it's got a bunch of features, like incredible amount. So I'm going to give him credit because I thought for sure that like this wasn't a real addition. Because I remember him talking about it. I'm like, there's no way. But I'll give him props because it's legit. And I know Twilight Time is like, can't get it.
How long has that been out?
2019.
Jesus, I don't remember that at all, but I am going to go try to find it now.
Yeah, like, you don't remember this, like, ever talking about this, like, release? Like,
No.
I had no recollection of this, and I'm like, I'm sure I would have remembered if they were redoing Fright Night. And I don't know if I said to myself, like, I've already got the Twilight Time, what do I need this for? I don't even know if I would have ever did that. So I don't know how this kind of snuck under the radar, but it's a pretty good addition for anybody who doesn't have it. Like, with features alone, it's got a ton of them on here. And there's a bunch of them. I mean, I can't even go through them all. There's a shit ton. And that You're So Cool Brewster documentary is fantastic. And I probably bought that thing on Blu-ray when it came out for like at least $30 itself.
I would
review this may have.
By the way, NetStalker wants to know if we saw his chat. He wants to know this several different times. I don't know.
Chat about what?
I don't know. He don't fucking know either. You don't know where the fuck he's at.
You're at Haulamania, baby.
All right. The only one I've got left, man, is, I think, The Sect,
I don't have The Sect,
which is another Argento-produced Mechanics of Wabi. I've never seen it. I never even fucking heard of it, to be honest. But that cover is fucking badass. I'll say that.
It's cool, yeah.
And it's got Herbert Lom in it from the Pink Panther movies. So how bad can it really be?
Hey, I mean, definitely not. I never seen it. It was Severin, right? Was that part of the Severin sale?
That was
that
the
Ronin
Ronin.
flex?
Yeah, that was the Ronin one.
Ronin has some good stuff on that. So I don't really understand. Like, what is Ronin? It's not a company, right? It's just like a site.
Yeah, it seems like it. But the weird thing is, like, they must have some exclusive deal with Scorpion because they're the only ones that I ever see really sell like Scorpion shit.
Yeah, and it's a good way to go because I feel like nobody knows about that one, and it's like things get sunk under the radar over there. Like, it'll be sold out on Amazon and other places, but then you go on Ronin and they've got copies of it. You know,
that's exactly it. It's weird too, though, man, because like they've been trying to sell that "I Spit on Your Grave" box set for like 2 years. Like that damn thing's like $70.
Did you get it? Because I was very, very close to buying that at the beginning. I was like, it sucks because I was like, I own the Blu-ray of the original. I own the Blu-ray of the remake. I don't own this like Deja Vu. I don't own that. So I'm like, is it worth me getting this for the documentary in Deja Vu, which who knows what the hell that is? I never bought it, but like it's always on sale now. Like Matt, it's like going down and down and down. I don't think it did as good as they thought it was going to do.
Well, Jesus Christ, man. Number one, it's like huge. And that's not a movie that like really, you know, you get like a huge fucking box set of, and it's like $70 or $80. So that's a tough sale, really.
Remember the DVD though? It was like you could get it and it was gold. It was like a Millennium edition or gold edition or whatever. Oh, that's right. Greg Caldwell said that Ronan did The Haunt. I have seen that, actually. I did see The Haunt.
What the fuck? You know, it's worth as much as you want it to be worth, really.
You know what, though? VHS is a hot right now, man. So now's the time to buy. Is it sealed?
I mean, it's probably worth a fucking fortune if he's being serious.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. Man, I've seen... Go on eBay and look up sold graded VHS sealed. It's crazy.
Dude, they had
thousands of dollars.
I didn't even know they were grading VHS tapes now, but I started looking through those and they had like fucking Bloodsport and it was graded like an 8 or a 7.5 or something. It was like 500. It was going for like $500-$600. I'm like, what the fuck are you going to do with it?
Yeah, that's the key. I mean, I can say it here since we probably all don't live next to each other, but man, go to like thrift stores and just grab any sealed VHS that's a decent title, and you might be surprised like what you could get it for. But I don't know if it like needs to be graded in order to sell it that way. I don't know if people will just buy sealed. I don't know how that works.
It's probably the same way as it is with like comics or basketball cards. I mean, you can sell them like whatever it is, and you won't get it nearly as much. But I mean, people will still pay a pretty good lot for it, like if it's a sealed pack or a sealed box or like it. But I mean, if you've got like a graded card or something, then it's 10 times more valuable.
Which is crazy because I mean, all you got to really do is pay a company $60 to grade it.
Yep, but
Send it out. They'll send it back.
That's what people want to do. I don't know why, but Jesus Christ, man.
I mean, hell, these grading companies might be they might be hyping this market up and creating it their own market, so then people use their services. All right, so this last stack here, I'll run through quick because I still have another big stack. My buddy and Adam and I went to the Archive, which is like a DVD kind of physical media store, which is pretty much connected and run by the Vinegar Syndrome crew over there. So it's the same building. So where they create the Vinegar Syndrome discs, that store is connected to it. So they're really close. I don't know how exactly it works, but they do have other stuff there as well, like a lot of hard to find titles. So it's cool to kind of go there and get a lot of these things without having to worry about shipping, and the titles are pretty good as far as the price. So I live like 2 hours from the Archive. So I don't go often. I might go once a quarter, I would say. So when I'm there, I like to make it worthwhile. So I got a bunch of stuff in here. A lot of stuff I've upgraded, a lot of stuff I've never seen. So I'll run through them really quick. I got One Dark Night. I have the DVD. Haven't watched this in years. Cover looked really cool. Forgot what it was about, so I grabbed it. And it's I don't even know who put this thing out. MVD Rewind.
It's a great movie. I think that was Tom McLaughlin.
A 3-pack or something.
Did he do that?
Yep, he did. Good one. I was on the fence about this, but whatever. Got it.
You have to. I saw that like so many different places, man, and thought about picking it up, but I was like, I'll get it. I'll get it.
And I was like, you know what? Like, it's got the slip. I don't know how well this is selling. I might as well just grab it. I have the DVD, but that's it. So grabbed it. This was one I heard good things about. Never seen it. Haven't even opened it yet.
That's one of the Severin ones, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like a new one that just came out. It had the slip and stuff, so I grabbed that one. I think I'm missing something from Severin. I don't know. The Borrower.
I remember that movie from
Scream Factory.
HBO. Back in the day.
Never seen it. So as you can see, everything I'm showing you, nothing's opened yet. Let me see. The Archive is 3 hours from you, Siege's Graves. Okay, this is a Vinegar Syndrome. Like, I think this might be a partner label. Walking the Edge. But the dude I was with said this is a good one. He's really into Vinegar Syndrome. So I was like, okay, I'll try it. It's got the slip.
Is that freaking? That looks like. Oh God.
Keitel, doesn't it? So who's this? It's
I'm trying to think of his name.
Cult movie icon Robert Forster.
Robert Forster.
Joe Spinell.
Joe Spinell's in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Never seen it. You might have this one.
I do have that one. Surf 2, Electric Boogaloo. Yep.
Haven't opened it, but it's definitely something that seems like I will enjoy. I'm always a fan of what's his name there. Who's the dude who's supposed to play Marty McFly?
Oh, Eric.
Eric Stoltz.
Stoltz. Yeah.
Yeah. I like everything he's in. I saw this on Tubi. It's one that I've been kind of holding off for a long time. Unfortunately, there was no slips for this one, but I thought it was pretty good, actually.
Rest in pieces, yeah.
Yeah, I thought this was a pretty good one, which what I've seen. I saw it on Tubi. I think it was one of those ones I threw on at night, fell asleep to, so I grabbed it. Same thing with this one. I can remember I almost bought this at a convention when they first released it with the slip. Rocky Dennis is It's not a mask. And I remember going up to the table at Vinegar Syndrome table, and I was like, "Hey, what about this one?" And the guy at the Vinegar Syndrome's like, "Oh yeah, man, that one's awesome. Like, you gotta get it, you gotta get it." And then my buddy Chris, who was like standing at the Vinegar Syndrome table with the guys, looked at me and he was like, "Sucks." So I put it down. I didn't get it. Like he's basically saying this guy's trying to sell you this thing. And then I put it on Tubi, and I was like, you know what? It is all right.
Pledge Night. I love that movie, man.
You did like it. So
I don't know
kind of
why.
pissed now that I didn't get the slip because I had it in my hand that day with the slip, and it was a really cool looking slip too. And so finally, I was like, I'll get Pledge Night because I think it's actually going low in numbers. So I wanted to grab it.
Yeah.
I liked it because it wasn't like a horror movie per se, but it was like I like those like college type 80s college movies, and so for me, what I saw about it worked.
It's a weird frat movie, like possession slasher, like combination of all those things. Like back in the 80s, they made weird mixed up movies like that. It's really It's really cool. Yeah.
So I got that. Now these two were a recommendation from my buddy Adam that I was with. These were actually they have a used section at Archive. So these were actually in the used section cheap, and they were way cheaper than the website, and I don't think they're that old.
Oh, you can't find Strike Commando anymore, I don't think.
So these were in the used rack, and I think they were like $10 a piece. So I grabbed them, and he said they're so bad that I'm going to enjoy them. He said there was like this one scene, I'll have to try to watch it, where this guy is like dying or something, and from another country, and this American guy was like helping him or something, and he said, what can I do for you? And the guy's like, tell me about Disneyland. And the guy was like, Disneyland, like this cotton candy and all this stuff. And my friend's like, dude, you've got to see this because the way he describes it is nothing like what Disneyland is.
Disneyland is.
And, yeah, so he's like, it's like one of those scenes where it's like, it's so bad, it's so hard to even believe that this would be in like this movie. And so I got one more of the mix was one of their, what do they call them? Their VSUs or whatever they're called there.
VSAs?
Yeah, VSAs, yeah.
Grave Secrets. I've got that.
I don't know much about it.
It's pretty
never
bad.
Seen it.
but
I knew it was one of those limited ones that always stay pretty valuable. And I've got quite a bit of those things, so I was like, I might as well just add to it. So I grabbed that one.
So Jesus Age Christ. That was definitely Haulamania.
2.5
Fucking
hours.
there were no halls barred, and yeah.
So I mean I definitely appreciate all these Haulamaniacs coming to hang out with
Yeah,
us
man.
tonight.
This has been amazing. All right, let's see. Before we wrap all this up, let's see what kind of questions that we got. So, do we have Grandmother's House, the 4K scan, and Twice Dead from Scream Factory scan? It looks like shit. Okay, well. 4K scan.
I have Grandmother's House from Vinegar Syndrome. Is that a 4K scan? I don't know. I have it.
I've got it. I think it is. It's either 2K or 4K scan when they do one of the two.
Oh, I love Spellcaster. Someone says that. I thought that was a good one. Thanks, Greg Caldwell.
Spellcaster's a lot of fun. Yes, it is.
When's
Sleepaway Camp 2, which we all need to buy. If you don't already have it, I'm sure you have it, you son of a bitch. It's worth like $300 or something now.
These are all ones though. Like if you ever come across this and like I always like think about every time I go to FYE, I look in the S's to see if like there's a used one in there or something like that because I already have it, but I mean you can definitely get rid of it quickly.
Every now and then, like they will have stuff like that. Like they just overlook.
Now, how many people are still hanging in here before we bounce out?
There are quite a few.
Really? Okay. Do you think that since it's late and it's going to get announced tomorrow, do you think we should hype up what he's going to announce tomorrow?
We'll hype up whatever the fuck. Yes, let's hype up whatever.
You know what I'm talking about?
I
The
have no
store,
idea.
man. Store.
Oh Jesus, yeah, yeah. We
So
should definitely have
I
that up.
think he's supposed to announce it tomorrow because I think for the weekend, the Labor Day weekend, there's going to be a sale. So yeah, so I don't know if you want to hype that up.
All right, so for those people that have been anxiously awaiting, the Dead Pit merch store will finally be open. And this weekend, like you were saying, they have these badass sales where I think you get everything like it's super cheap, like I can't remember, like $13 to $15 or something like that. And so we're gonna have we got some of the classic designs of stuff that we've had for years, and we've got like a lot of newer designs of stuff that has been created for Dead Pit and just anybody. Like there's Born to Be Rad shirts, there's Dead Pit shirts, there's Captain B
Steve shirt.
there's yeah. So anything that you can think of is going to be on there, and so he's going to make a big announcement about it tomorrow. But like you said, there's a big sale coming up that'll be only this weekend, I'm pretty sure. So if you want to get any kind of like merchandise like that, that would probably be the time to do it, I would say.
Yeah, and again, I'm super excited, and I'm super like fortunate that these guys who I was listening to way back in the day in my basement, in my condo, when I would have my own collection, starting my own collection, has kind of brought me in the mix here as like a little outsider. I truly appreciate that, and the fact that they're doing this new store and they have a Born to Be Rad shirt in there. That's exciting to me. So buy those shirts, and if anybody buys one of the Born to Be Rad shirts and posts a picture of them wearing it, tag me on Instagram and I will retweet and post and all this other stuff. If you guys buy that, so we're gonna make that the number one seller in there, Uncle Bill, I think. But
right.
Also too, you know what I like about the store, guys? The store, like you said, I remember all the old classic designs which they have in there. But what I like what's going on there now is everybody's kind of putting their heads together. And if you've been kind of watching like this new with all these streams that we're doing and they're doing, and a lot of the cool little ideas and stuff in these streams are things that we're finding funny. Like you're going to find some cool exclusive shirts in that store. Like, if you liked our Severin stream, like we've got some shirts that have to do with that. Like, so I think that's really cool is that we're getting these unique designs that have to do with, things like this. So don't you worry when you see a Haulamania shirt pop up in that store, that's for you guys. So I think that's kind of a cool idea too, is that you're not just getting these classic designs, but you're getting like these unique, either things that people are saying or that they're doing. And I think that's a real cool piece to this new. What do you call it? The Dead Pit now that you guys are back, isn't it? Doesn't he have like a?
He calls it the Dead Pit Revival, I think.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I feel like when I look at that store. I feel like it's almost like the Dead Pit universe over there.
It is, man. And we've got all kinds of stuff connected to the show and to the streams that we've been doing. We got some I don't know how to say it, but like company themed shirts. We've got some. We've got some character themed shirts for different characters that have been on the show and us and things like that too. And you just got to check it out. Like I don't want to give out like all of the different kind of designs because I'll let him do that because I'm sure that like he is going to bring up all that stuff too. But
if you pay attention to the shows and the streams, you're going to go on there and be laughing and be like, oh, there's a shirt about this or whatever. And, someone says in here, I want a Rob Zombie shirt. Like, I mean, that again, there's always possibilities. And I think what's cool is like, there might be some limited runs on some stuff too, which just keep your eyes open tomorrow in the Facebook group. Cause I think Wes is going to post it tomorro.
And here's the thing about
start off with the sale.
Yeah, here's the thing about these shirts too. Like I've got 3 of them in there that he sent to kind of show me like how they were made, and they are legit like store quality shirts. Like they're not anything like iron on kind of shit. Like they are as legit as it gets. So they're too legit to quit, as a matter of fact. So fucking check it out.
Now listen to this. And again, I don't know how many people are in here or whatever, but I'm going to give you a little scoop. The funny thing is that nobody on even my live streams or anything ever asked me about, the name Born to be Rad. Like, where did that come from? Why? How did I come up with that or whatever? I'm not going to tell you guys now. Maybe I will if I do another stream or something and someone asks the question. But that shirt in there with the logo on it is basically a rip on kind of how that was started. So if anybody knows what that's a reference from or whatever, I would love to see who can get it. But it's kind of a mimic of the original shirt. So yeah, definitely, guys. So definitely check it out for sure. And we appreciate it. And I thank you guys, you, Uncle Bill, and Wes for kind of letting me sneak into the mix here. It's been super fun this first year.
Yeah, man. Yeah, this has been an awesome year. We've kind of come back and we brought the Dead Pit Mania and the Born to be Rad Mania back to the masses. So, yeah, we're just going to keep doing it like we're doing it. So, with that being said, I'm going to go to fucking bed. I don't know about you, but I will see everybody the next time we do one of these streams.
What you gonna do when Haulamania runs wild on you?
Bye.
See ya.
Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. Deadpit on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old Dead Pit radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows and fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. Dead Pit on Patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.